Right, that should work now, hopefully. Well, good morning and welcome to Ponds Forge for the Swim England North East Region Open Youth Championship 2022. And to start off today, we have 6 heats of the men's 100 freestyle. First will contain one of our Paralympians, Lyndon Longhorn, of the S4 category. He's going to go in lane number 3, is going in lane number 3, up against two 16-year-olds. Rory Bryant of Borough of Kirklees and Newcastle's Matthew Mahoney. As you see, first 50 is pretty competitive. 27.06 plays 27.37, so very tight between the two of them. Lyndon's entered in on a 1:33, so obviously it'll be a while before he completes, but the two in the center lanes have times of 58.2 and 58.3, so both will be looking to get sizably inside of that if they can. Closest to us is swimmer in lane 4, Rory Bryant. Looks like he's going to win this and win it fairly comfortably as well. 57 something, 57.01 is where the clock stops for him. And second place will be Matthew Mahoney with a 58.24. So on their entry times, both have improved. Sizable improvement for Rory from 58.2 down to a 57.01.
Lads, heat 3, we don't need it down. Lads, we're going to get heat 4, heat front row, heat 5, heat 6 at the back, thanks, lads.
And Lyndon finishes in a time of 1:36.23, which is about 3 seconds outside his PB. But, that's Decent morning swim for him. Right, on to heat number 2. And we're going 10 lanes for some, 8 lanes for this. So I'll give you a chance to give you an idea who these swimmers are in just a moment. They're on your screen right now. James Cam of Rotherham Metro, Rhys Blackett of Newcastle, Joshua McCollin of Kingston upon Hull, Edward Brown of the N&D, Zach Larson of Chester Street, Stockbridges, Finley McNicholas, Yash Gandhi of Scunthorpe, and Daniel Barrett of N&D. For Lyndon to make sure he's okay. Back in his chair. And we can continue on. So we've got 6 heats of this, and we'll follow it with the women's 200 freestyle. That'll be the men's 50 breast. Women's 100 breast will be after that. 100 individual medley, 400 version of that for the men. And we'll have the 100 butterfly, 100 backstroke for the men, the women's 50 free, and we've got plenty of stuff to bring you this morning at Ponds Forge. Okay. Heat number 2. All of the swimmers in here are entered in on a 57, apart from Daniel Barrett on a 58. And all of them present and correct. So we've named them for you. Let's see what they can do in their 100 freestyle. Very lively start from lane 5 from Zach Larson of Chester Street. Off to a very good start indeed in that centre lane, being tracked all the way by Finley McNicholas of Stocksbridge, which is just up the road from Sheffield, for those who know their Sheffield locations. He's coming back very strongly over the 50, and at the 50 split, it'll just be Zach Larson who leads. From Finley McNicholas in 2nd place, Yash Gandhi in 3rd, and Daniel Barrett in 4th. I think we might have quite a few competitive 100 frees here. Still looking at that orange cap of Finley McNicholas from Stocksbridge, coming through very strongly over the 2nd 50 and leaving the others trailing behind him. Finley McNicholas with a 57.7 entry time. Well, that's going to go. He'll be in the 56s here. 56.71 for our winner. So a full second taken off his previous best time, or his entry time at least. Second is Rhys Blackett of Newcastle, came through with a very good finish there in lane number 2, 58.04. As your heat number 3 lineup, Jack Finney, Rotherham, Shay Wood, N&D, Thomas Smith of Richmond Dale, Middlesbrough's Finn Ripley, Philip Suddas of York City, Luke Gorn of Billingham, William Gowler of Middlesbrough, Benjamin Thorpe of Newcastle, Jacob Barnett of N&D, and Chester Street's Alfie Maguire. Oh, outside smoker particularly noticeable here. Alfie Maguire had a very good start in lane number 9 and will be our leader at the 50 by 11/100ths of a second from William Gowler. There's Philip Suddas. Now, Alfie's got a 57.3. All the others are 56s, apart from Jack Finney. And it's just easing off a bit. Actually, he's got a really good sprint 50. We'll see that when that event comes around. But lane 7, Ben Thorpe just edging through. So now is William Gowler of Middlesbrough between the two of them. And it is just Ben Thorpe by 5/100ths of a second. That was tight. 55.5 for our winner. 55.50. The winning time, 55.55 for 2nd place of Philip Suddas, taking 3rd. On to heat number 4. Rio Daedu of Kingston upon Hull, youngest swimmer in hit 15. Henry Oliver, City of Sheffield. Jack Jenkinson, Skipton, that's being told to stand out, so I can go a bit more leisurely through the 10 who are here. Simon Clement of City of Sheffield. Then the N&D swimmers, Lewis Maxwell and Adam Strickland. Simon Robson of York City. City of Leeds, Ben Shelton. Matthew Rooney of Leeds Uni. And Joseph Moment of Kingston upon Hull. So quite a spread in ages here, from 15 up to 21. Youngest is Rio in lane 0, and the oldest is Simon Clement in lane 3. So we've found one technical glitch to be resolved. It seems to have been. So fastest in the field with 52.42 is Lewis Maxwell. And slowest in the field is Joseph Moment, but he'll be looking to improve upon his 56.13 massively, I'm sure. Winners all have done so far. Bright start from lane 8. Matthew Rooney of Leeds Uni. A really strong start. The 20-year-old. 54.97 he's entered in on. Going well in 5 as well is Adam Strickland. So actually Lewis Maxwell gets to the wall for everybody else. Second is Adam Strickland. Third place is Matthew Rooney. As they come back, and a lot of speed off that wall from lane number 4 from Lewis Maxwell, who's got this one nailed. Very good second 50 from him. Well, it's going to be down in the 51s here, I think. Or maybe just 52 low. Yeah, 52.24 for our winner. Second place going to Adam Strickland, and third is Jack Jenkinson as the board revolves. 52.24. Strickland with a 53.65. Just checking out that time for Joseph Moment. How much did he improve by in the end? 55.92. Yep, into the 55s. P5, Toby Parker of N&D. Toby Mayfield, York City. Max Upton of Billingen. Beverley Barracudas, represented by Kieran Grant. Harry Nicholson, Newcastle. Another N&D swimmer in Luke McGee. Rowan Smith, Skipton. 2 from Tadcaster. Liam Dawson and Ethan Balin. And Samuel Smith of Skipton is in the field. But lane 5 is blazing the trail here, or is it lane 4? Just lane 4, actually. Harry Nicholson from Luke McGee. Only about half a second between them at the turn. But lane 4 starting to accelerate pretty quickly. Harry Nicholson on 52.22 from Newcastle. The 18-year-old really starting to accelerate here now. He'd love to get down towards 50 if he could. 51 would be very nice. Might just elude him today. Oh, it doesn't know. 51.58 for our winner. So he's starting to take little chunks off that PB. Down to a 51.5. Second place, Luke McGee, 53.4. Won that by nearly 2 seconds as well. Rowan Smith in third with 53.6. On to the final heat. So we've got the fast swimmers in here. Tom Watkins got a 50.5. Not sure that's his fastest time though. That's what he's entered in on. He might have done a sub 54 now, but we'll see whether he can do one in the morning. Probably won't have to for the final. Might be saving that for later on. Archie Norton of Thirsk. N&D's Alexandru Lazar. Josh Delholm of Newcastle. Ned Sharp Skipton. Comes Sheffield swimmers Tom Watkin and Aaron Fox. Thomas English, City of Sheffield. Sorry, it's Chestnut Street, City of Sheffield is Ben Cope. And then Harry Courtney of N&D. Angelo Gianni Contini of Newcastle is in the outside lane. Again, focus all on lane number 4. Fast in the field by about a couple of seconds, but is he going to win this by a couple of seconds? So they're going to win it, I think, is Tom Watkin of City of Sheffield. Now, how close can he get to a sub 50 here? I think he's just take it relatively easy this morning. I don't think he's really at fast pace. No, that's very well within his comfort zone. 52.6. That's not really extending himself too much this morning. Just getting the job done. which means our fastest qualifier is going to be Harry Nicholson with a 51.58. 51.58, the fastest time of the morning. Oh, we've got a heat 7. I don't have a heat 7 on my sheet. Sorry about that. Okay, I only have 6. So, oh no, we are moving on. There you go. 200 freestyle. That throws all there. I thought it was a freestyle heat 7, but no, we're fine. We're on to the 200 freestyle for women. Molly Gould, Sedona Reid, and Isabelle Farmer of N&D, City of Leeds, and Borough Kirklees, respectively. And their respective times. Well, Sedona has a 2:15 to her name. The other two have a 2:17. Of course, this is one of the very strong events at the moment in British swimming. Men's most definitely, and women's has got a lot of depth in it as well. 200 freestyle. All looking to hopefully improve on their PBs or their entry times. 2:15.9 for Sedona. Isabelle Farmer and Molly Gould pretty much with the same entry time, 2:17.3, 2:17.4. The three of them just pacing the race comfortably at the moment. Isabelle Farmer, 16-year-old, the other two 15s. And it's 4 and 5, Sedona Reid and Isabelle Farmer, who are battling this one out at the moment. Molly Gould may well come back in the second half of the race, but as far as 1 and 2 is concerned, very little to choose between them. The yellow cap of Leeds, the Borough Kirklees swimmer with the black cap on the other side, but Leeds swimmer who is on paper about second and a half quicker than the others. He's starting to push on and looking very comfortable. Just those feet moving a little bit more strongly behind her just to open up a bit of a gap, and there will be quite a gap this time of almost 2 seconds over Isabelle Farmer, Borough Kirklees, and Molly Gould about a further second back, but our leader is comfortably on her way home. So I wonder what time that she and her coach had in mind this morning. Maybe a 2:13, 2:14. Well, she's going to be around that kind of time. I think she might well get down to the 2:12s here if she just puts a little bit of a spurt on here. Just dipped into the 2:13s. 2:13.18 for our winner, which compared to her entry time, 2:15.9, is a sizable chunk out. In fact, I think Molly Gould's also gone inside her best as well. Just outside actually, 2:17.4, 2:17.5 this morning. Heat number 2, Lauren Heppel, Newcastle, Ella Summers of Scunthorpe, Emily Maxwell, N&D, Megan Sharp of City of Leeds, Esmeralda Ovenston of Richmond Dale, Libby Munday of Kingston upon Hull, City of Sheffield's Chloe Cook, and Emily Rickinson of Kingston upon Hull. So where's that lively starter coming from? Looks like Megan Sharp, actually closest to us, lane 1. Lauren Heppel's had a very good first 50, but so too has Chloe Cook. Just touched her out by 19/100ths on that first 50. As they make their way back for the halfway stage. It's slightly different perspective here at Sheffield from what we had in Leeds last week. The camera obviously tracking them all the way to where the flags would be if they were up for the backstroke. And Chloe Cook entered on 2:15.10, having a battle which you may not be aware of because there's several lanes separating them, with Lauren Heppel of Newcastle. There's only 16/100ths between them, but she might potentially be able to see because there's nobody in her eye line across, but this looks like being a decent race. And also there's a couple making their way through now. Emily Maxwell being one of those. Starting to just come through in lane number 3, working her way nicely up through the field. So it's not quite a 2-swimmer race now. It's definitely a 3-swimmer race going into the wall. And it's Lauren Heppel who has the advantage. Only 0.8 between her and Chloe Cook, and then Libby Munday. And then And there was 4. Lane 1, you got lane 3, you got lane 7, you got Libby Monday of Kings Upon Hull, who's coming in for the scrap as well. She's having a really good finish. She might potentially get second place here as well. She's not going to win it. Winner's going to come from lane 3. That's going to be Emily Maxwell. Oh no, she's not. Sorry, down below me. Sorry, out of my eye line was Lauren Heppel, who got that to the wall first. 2:13.56. So actually a little bit slower than the previous heat, but by her standards, a quick one. A couple of seconds quicker than she's been before. Right, heat number 3. Evangeline Stacey of City of Leeds, Emily Headley of Newcastle, Kate Kennedy of N&D, Libby Walker of Tadcaster, Laura Burgess in 4, Sophie McClure of Tadcaster, 6 is Kiddiest Hodgson of City of Leeds, City of Sheffield, Shola Robinson is in 7, Jessica Smelt of Borough of Kirklees in 8, 9 is Rihanna Foster. Right on the queue, they're finishing their 50, lane 1. No, Kiddiest Hodgson just getting there first in 6, but only 11 100ths between her and Shola Robinson. This looks like being a very competitive. Look at the times. Well, there's the loads grouped on 2:12 here, so it will potentially be very tight. It's 2:12.10 from Laura Burgess, 2:12.28 from Sophie McClure, 2:12.33 Libby Walker. That's the other side of the pool we're looking at right now. Kiddiest Hodgson with a 2:12.39 entry time, but down this side again, lane 1. A productive morning. Emily Headley is just in behind Shola Robinson on the turn. Kiddiest Hodgson in 3rd place. And it is Kate Kennedy of N&D. 1, 2, 5 of them really pretty much all in a line. McClure being helped on by one of her teammates on the pool deck towards the last turn, and it's still mighty tight between Shola Robinson, who's just got the last. Look at that, top 5 separated by 1/3 of a second, so this could go any which way between any of these. Who's got the best sprint finish? Good finish by Kiddiest Hodgson of Leeds, but also an exceptional finish by Libby Walker of Tadcaster and by Emily Headley of Newcastle. I think Emily might just get it in lane number 1 as they come towards the last few meters. Everybody else is running out of time. She's going to get her hand on the wall first. 2:11.59. So down to the 2:11 she goes, entered in on 2:12.90. Second place to Kiddiest Hodgson with a 2:12.16. Very interesting to see what Evie Dilly does for Borough of Stockton. Abigail Parkinson, Tadcaster. Ella Took of Newcastle, Holly Stoker in 2, Laura Hodgson of Newcastle, Charlotte Berry, City of Sheffield, Evie Dilly. We'll do a wide range of events, I'm sure, this weekend. Going in 5, Leah Schlossen of City of Leeds, Molly Fisher, Rotherham, Ava Cook, Sheffield, 14 years of age, and Molly Baker, 15. So we saw a little bit of both of those in Leeds. Schlossen is our leader from Leeds, but it's very tight, as you might imagine, with all the entry times being not that dissimilar, though Charlotte Berry does have her time a second quicker than everybody else in this field. Wait for her to make her move with the red cap. She's in 3rd place at the moment, potentially coming through to 2nd at the turn. Our leader remains in lane 6. Kiddiest Hodgson has got the lead. It is Charlotte Berry in 2nd. In fact, not quite. So actually, Evie Dilly got there just before she did by 7 100ths. Slightly better turn. But our leader looks to be away. Leah Schlossen looks like she really is putting a lot into this now. And the rest of the field are finding it hard to keep up with her pace now. So with the seniors, these entry times don't always reflect their PBs. but let's see what she can come back in. Turns in a 1:33. So her entry time is 2:12. I think she may well have been quicker than that, but 2:12 is where she is. And I guess she might just ease up a bit. She's got plenty in the tank to make that final later on today. Alice could battle away, but she's just keeping that respectable distance between her and the rest of the field. 6 in 6. Kiddius Hodgson going to come in with, oh, look at that, quick this is. 2:04.92. Well, as I say, I'm sure that entry time doesn't reflect her PB or anything like it. 2:04.92 though is a nice time for the morning. We're not even to the cyclically seeded heats yet. Oh, that was a cyclically seeded heat, sorry. And yeah, Nicholson with that win. Yeah, she was in at 2:07, I beg your pardon. 2:07.90, I thought was an exceptional time. Well, 2:07.90 was her time, entry time. 2:04.9 is where she finishes. Right, we are into the cyclically seeded heat now. Heat 5. Erin Tankard of City of Sheffield. Cleethorpes' Beth Hall even. Libby Freeman of N&D. Lola Davison of the same club. In 3, Isabelle Goodwin of City of Leeds. In 4, 5 is Lucy Headley of Newcastle. City of Sheffield's Georgia Robertson goes in 6. Daisy Purchase of Rotherham Metro in 7. Melody Jones N&D in 8, and Pearl Lightwood of Middlesbrough goes in lane number 9. On their way back for the first 50. And lane number 3 going very well. That is Lola Davison of L&D, and she will get about 2/3 of a body length advantage over the rest. Time terms about 3/4 of a second to Libby Freeman, and it is Lucy Headley. So Newcastle in the mix, and in the mix as well. Stockton group all looking for pretty fast times this morning to make sure they make the final. Later on today, a bit of a glide in. Lane 3, Lola Davison, but nonetheless still dominating the front of this race. And hard that they're trying to catch her, is anybody going to catch her? Isabelle Goodwin, City of Leeds, certainly has intentions of that kind, and she may well fulfill them as well. In lane number 4, she's coming past our long-time leader. Lola Davison's going to have to take second best on this occasion, and the winner will come from lane number 4. Lee, tell me a good morning. 2:07.06 for Isabelle Goodwin. Not as quick as her teammate in the previous heat, but that's still a decent, solid heat swim. So fastest so far is Leah Slosson with a 2:04.9. Well, we have swimmers who are on the cusp of a 2 minutes here, so we expect to, well, could be quicker. Depends how much energy Kate Clifton wants to expend this morning. Eve Doherty of Rotherham, Jess Widdowson of Leeds, Annabelle Wilkinson of Sheffield, Tadcaster's Ellie Walker, Kate Clifton of Sheffield. Leeds is Lara Thompson, Georgina Wright of Kirklees. Leeds have Lucy Allman in 7, Kirklees have Ruby Knight in 8, and Olivia Tom of York City in the outside lane. First 50 done, and quickest is Kate Clifton, City of Sheffield, entering on a 2:01. We'll have relays during the course of the weekend. I'm sure she will play a very important part in their 4x2 and indeed their 4x1. But it's that Sheffield-Leeds battle head-to-head between Kate Clifton, closest to us, and Lara Thompson, furthest away, lane number 5. We'll get to the wall just before the Sheffield swimmer. But the gap is very tight, and then we've got 3 in the line behind them. Gina Wright at the top of the picture, and Ellie Walker at Tadcaster, and Isabelle Wilkinson of Sheffield also on the other side. This looks again like being 3 in a row potentially here for Leeds this morning. 3 wins in a row in the 200 free. There's 50 coming up for our leader. There's a nice sizable advantage actually, 1.15 to take into that last 50 now. How much is Kate Clifford going to respond? Quite a lot is the answer. And she'll come right alongside her and she'll go past her. And it's over a second advantage that Lara Thompson had, but Kate Clifton says, oh, no, you don't. Not in my backyard, you don't. And she'll get a 2:03, no, just 2:04, just flipped over to a 2:04, 2:04.10 for our winner. So that, I believe, is the quickest time of the morning. It is 2:04.10. Is 2:06.18. So in the end, she won that by over 2 seconds from Lara Thompson. Isabelle Wilkinson in third. Right, now we'll switch to the other end of the pool and do the test on the timing system, make sure it's all working. And one of the first of our 50 breaststroke heats for men. 6 of them. Big Borough of Kirklees contingent in this one. Jack McClelland, Zach Beattie, and Nathan Cox all going for them. 1, 2, and 6. Now they've all got entry times of 34 seconds. 34.5 up to 34.9. So if that's reflected in this, it will be a blanket finish. So blanket first 25, very little to choose between them. Our sprints is not normally much anyway, but where we're positioned is 5 meters from the end, so we'll get more of an idea. I'm still thinking that the winner's going to come potentially from maybe our outside smoker here. Or is it lane 3? Lane 3 is going to get it. Lane 3 is... Actually, it wasn't lane 3. No, it was our outside smoker by 2/100ths of a second too. 33.78 for our winner. 33.78 for Isaac Howson of Tadcaster. Right, on to heat number 2. Now we don't have long enough to go through all these. So we do have one of our disability swimmers in here in lane 8, Owen Garside of Kingston Hull. But his time is not that much slower than everybody else's, to be honest. So you'll see him one lane up from the top. Fast in the field is Alexander McCallum, but that's necessarily going to get reflected here. Lane 6, Yash Gandhi. We'll see him swim earlier on in the 100 free. Will now get overtaken by Alexander McCallum of Selby, and also potentially Timothy Heng of Beverley Barracudas. Yash Gandhi it is who gets it. Oh, Scunthorpe 33.76. Top 2 separated by 2/100ths of a second in the end. Alexander McCallum, and if Yash Gandhi's entry time is his PB, then that will be a new personal best for him. Heat number 3, and again, because we don't have very long, I'll identify a couple for you. All of them pretty much 32 or low 33, so again, not much to separate them out time-wise. A number 3, looking very good early on. Callum Ness of Cleethorpes. And looks like he might be in a bit of a battle with lane 7 here. Blake Price of Bridlington. But no, give it to 3. 3 most certainly has it, I think. Yeah, Callum Ness does have it. 32.37. So that's a third of a second better than his entry time. Second is Blake Price. Third is Archie Norton. Right, we've got quite an age range here. 15, William Gowler in 0. Up to 23, Manson Mack of East Leeds. As we go, heat 4 of the 50 breaststroke. And there's 2 centre lanes, 4 and 5 are battling out. When I say battling out, maybe Manson Mack has got too much for them. 29.64, they are the speed merchants, or East Leeds, we're seeing again. And doesn't quite break 30 this time. 30.31 for our winner. Second place going to Martin Smith of Borough of Kirklees. Third was Joseph Moore. So we should see our first sub 30 swim coming up here in heat number 5. And potentially that'll come from Rowan Smith of Skipton in lane number 4. Anyone entered in on a sub 30, 29.45 is his entry time. Jay Manners, though, could go pretty quick in lane number 5. And we'll keep an eye out for anybody else who might just break through. And looks like big lane 4, though. Now, can Rowan Smith get sub 30 here? Are we going to get potentially a couple sub 30? We're going to get one at least. Yes, Rowan Smith makes it with a 29.48. That will make about 3 100ths outside the time he's entered in on. So heat number 6. And we have another sub 30 swimmer here. Another one of the East Leeds swimmers, Richard Eyre, going lane number 4. At the moment, so you better start maybe for Simon Dryden of Richmond Dale in 5. So those two are battling it out. Look for everybody else to make a potential breakthrough here. Lane 3 is going okay. Richard Griffiths of City Sheffield, but our winner's going to come from lane 4, I think, from Richard Eyre. 29.89, so we have 3 sub 30s this morning. He is the third of them. 29.89, which is about 0.89 shy of his best. So the 100 breaststroke for women, which we will have 5 heats. Jessica Scott of Middlesbrough, N&D's Isabelle Munnock, and Alex Dunn of City of Bradford. I think it's fair to say that, certainly looking forward, I think GB could do with a few more women breaststroke, because it was a fairly fallow period about 10 years ago. We discovered the likes of Molly Renshaw and a few others along the way, but something could do with a little bit more depth. Entered in is Isabelle on 121. She's second at the moment to Alex Dunn, and the other two are 122 low entry times. So let's see what these 3 15-year-olds can produce for us. I seem to have an extra one I don't have on my list, which is Ruby Gambles, who's swimming up there in lane number 6. In fact, potentially Ruby Gambles is going to win this. He doesn't have her on the original entry sheet. Ruby Gambles of Rotherham is in there and doing particularly well. I don't have an entry time for her, so I can't tell you whether this is going to be her best. I think it potentially would be. She finishes in one. She's not on our screen, so I can't tell you that. I can from the scoreboard, though. 119.32, I think that is. On to heat number 2. Leah Weston of Richmond Dale, Grace James of Rotherham Metro, Hannah Wordsdall of Rotherham Metro, Hannah Wakeland, City of Sheffield, 2 N&D swimmers next to her, Evie O'Halloran Hutchinson, Alana McDonald, and then we have Sheffield City's Sophie Radatz and Olivia Harris of Kingston upon Hull. First 35 is done. And wait to see who gets the wall first. It's potentially looking like lane number 5, Evie O'Halloran Hutchinson. Oh, it could be lane 1. I think it's going to be 5. Yeah, it is. Lane 1 looking good though as well. That is Leah Weston of Richmond Dale. Yeah, and all swimmers in with similar entry times, 1:20 mid to 1:21 mid. The whole field should be separated by no more than about a second or a bit. Lane 5, Evie O'Halloran Hutchinson's looking good in lane number 5. Nice stroke and very effective too. Coming back at it is Hannah Wakeland of City of Sheffield. She's making some inroads over this last few metres, but I don't think she's going to potentially catch her, though she is re-upping that stroke rate quite a bit. She will get quite close as we get into the wall, but our winner's going to come from lane number 5. She's not too much of a glide on that. 1:20.08. As I say, her entry time, she's 15, so this is likely to be her best. 1:20.52, 1:20.08 is a distinct improvement for our winner. Second was Hannah Wakeland, the 1:20.91. E3, Hannah Takach of Stokesley, Georgia Hadley of Richmond Dale. The 2 from N&D are Katie Stobbs and Anna Findlay. Charlotte Bianchi of City of Sheffield, Georgina Wright of Borough Kirklees. We always have this problem, don't we, with Henrietta, because her name's so long, she doesn't fit on the sheet, but... and 6 from Cleethorpes, 1:16.8 is her entry time. Lane 4, however, it is who leads. Charlotte Bianchi from Georgina Wright. Third place is Neem Kay. I don't think I mentioned yet. From N&D, Maisie Smith's in the outside lane from Kingston upon Hull. Violet Herefield is the other swimmer I don't think I gave a mention to in lane number 7. It's looking like a bit of a procession, which I'm sure won't concern Charlotte Bianchi at all. Now she's entered in a 1:12. Now, is she going to go for a broke here? Is she going to, well, potentially she's inside a 1:12. She'll get a 1:11 here if she just ups the stroke rate a bit. No, 1:12 is going to be 1:13 actually. 1:13.64 for our winner. Always deceptive with breaststroke. You think, very close to the wall, time's coming, and this is always another stroke to take them there. 1:13.64, Georgina Wright second. And that's our fastest so far. That was the first of the cyclically seeded heats. Abigail Miles, City of Sheffield, is the fastest in this field by about a second and a third. Evie Palmer-Jones of Richmond Dale. Amelia Osborne of Rotherham Metro. Katie Coventry, N&D. Daisy Purchase of Rotherham Metro. Abigail Miles of Sheffield mentioned. Rebecca Keatley of Middlesbrough. Eleanor Valentine Bull of Borough Barnsley. Kasia Rickleton, City of Leeds. Hannah Redshaw, Middlesbrough. Nate Millie Elliker of Loftus Dolphins is in lane number 9. Our leader, not a clear leader, but a good lead for Rebecca Keatley at the halfway stage. Tracking her all the way is Abigail Miles. Now she has been 4 seconds quicker than our early leader, so I imagine she'll put a bit of a burst in here, potentially come past her, which she is starting to do. And nobody going flat out in the morning because most of those who are top echelon They have plenty in reserve for later on today, so I'm not expecting too many PBs amongst the higher ranked of the swimmers. But this is a very solid swim from Abigail Miles. She'll be in and around the 1:13 mark. She'll be happy. 1:14 it is. 14:02 for our winner. So only the one swim so far sub 1:14 from Charlotte Bianchi in the previous heat. So 2 Sheffield wins in a row, and it's likely to be a third here. So there are 2 Sheffield swimmers in favoured lanes, 3 and 4. So the age groups last week, she's here, the seniors this week. Nell Williams of City of Leeds, Isabel Montague of Middlesbrough, Phoebe McNichols of Stocksbridge, Lauren Richards of City of Sheffield, Beth Dennis of City of Sheffield, Skipton's Paige Fenton, Rebecca Dunn, City of Bradford, Georgina Lee, Borough of Barnsley, Agatha Scott, Harrogate, and then Ella Minogue of Borough of Barnsley. First 35 pretty much done, so we can go to our sideways on camera finish, and we're looking at lane number 4, Beth Dennis battling it out with Paige Fenton at this stage. 0.11 separating them. Sheffield going for 3 wins in a row like Leeds did in the previous event. And at the moment, Paige Fenton says, oh no you don't. She's keeping Beth Dennis company all the way down this last 15. She might well go on and win this. The 19-year-old from Skipton, who was on paper 3 seconds slower than is Beth Dennis, but she's not worrying about that. Well, this could well be a new PB. This will be a new PB if 1:12.90 is her best time. Should be right on it. She's gone inside it. There you go. 1:12.47. That's impressive for our winner. So the best time for Beth Dennis is 1:09, so it's about half a second, getting over half a second better for Paige Fenton than her entry time suggests. And is the fastest of the morning.
finalists in the women's 100 metre breaststroke are 16 years of age. Canada's methods, Breaststroke, Medley, female from Bridlington. On the Valentine's Day for Barnsley, Charlotte Blanky from Sheffield, Daisy Purchase from Medley, Katie Coventry from Northumberland, Cassie Nicholson from Leeds, Ian Kay from Northumberland, then Kimberly to Nicholson Southwark from Philippines. Ladies and finals, Paul Shaw and Lily Lambert. Finally, 17 years of age, Phoebe Nichols from Stockbridge, Peachy Steps from Northumberland, Rebecca Dunn from Bradford, Abigail Miles from Sheffield, Kate Clayton from Skipton, Beth Dennis from Sheffield, Rebecca Keating from Middlesbrough, Georgina Wright from Paul Queens, Roman Richards from Sheffield, and Isabelle Goodwin from Middlesbrough. Finally, semi-finals, Emily Elkhorn and Anita Scott.
Yeah, sorry about this. We have a slight technical malfunction, so that's why the swimmers are standing down. We will, when it gets resolved, get on with the 3 heats of the men's 400 meters individual medley. But, just a few little gremlins in the system, and we'll be back with you with the live action once that's resolved. Right, we are resolved. The problem is resolved, and we can move on to the men's 400 metres individual medley. Michael Alsafai of Billingham, Ben Hartridge of N&D, Peter McGrother of Durham City, Jack Kelso of N&D, then two lead swimmers in 4 and 5, Finney Williams and George Brooks. Henry King from Borough of Kirklees, then Kicks Upon Hulls, James Starling, Lewis Horden, Pocklington, and Isaac Rowland of N&D. All of them in the low fives, some as low as 5:05, some as high as 5:25, but all trying to get a move on that. We do have an absence in lane 7, so I'm going to scratch him from my list. But who are we looking at? We're looking far side of the pool. This Horden's had a very good start from Pocklington, as is Finney Williams of City of Leeds. Might well be the lead swimmer who gets to the wall first. Yes, he does, by a third of a second. And it's second place to Lewis Horden, third place George Brooks, and Peter McGrother now take up 4th place as it stands. But of course, I was saying commentary last week on the age groups. The IM is the most difficult one to predict because everybody has strong strokes, everybody has weaker strokes, and as the breaststroke takes over, the race kind of levels out a bit. We know what's going to happen a bit more. So we have a very good butterfly and not such a good backstroke, and vice versa. And breaststroke is the leg that kind of resolves things and sorts things out. Finney Williams has shown he's got a very good butterfly and a very good backstroke, because he's got a sizable lead here. Now, I imagine that doing too much crystal ball gazing, his eyes are on a 5 minutes or a sub 5 if he could do it today. Get to that hallowed territory of 4 high. Whether it happened this morning or not, I don't know, but he's on course for a decent time. He's certainly on course for bettering that 5:05.30 he's entered in on. And now the breaststroke, which should sort things out. 2, 3 and 4 is very tight, those you'll see. Only 7/100ths, 7/10ths between 2 and 3. And between 3 and 4. But leader has got quite an advantage, though. Watching Henry King from Borough Kirklees starting to make some inroads, I think, on the breaststroke. So too is George Brooks, but our leader is still quite a way away from the rest of the field, and consolidating that lead on the breaststroke. 50 to go on this, and then of course it'll be the 100 free to come. That lead is substantial, isn't it? 3.45 seconds. It's going to take a little bit to overhaul that. George Brooks, his teammates, moved into second place, so leads 1-2 at the moment. Third place coming up kind of out of your picture is lane number 2, Peter McGrother of Durham City. Yeah, he's a pretty decent breaststroke leg, as indeed has Jack Kelso of N&D. But our leader, leads nowhere near what it was. It's going to be around about under a second now between Finney Williams and George Brooks. Just over a second, 1.21, but it's negligible now compared to what it was. And they'll go for a straight head-to-head on the freestyle now, as they're clear of everybody else. Nobody else is going to catch these two, but especially which of the two is going to emerge as the winner. Lane 4, closest to us, Finney Williams entered on 5:05.30, or lane 5, George Brooks on a 5:07.08. Well, there's not that much difference between them today. It's different kind of strokes, much more wide ranging stroke from George Brooks. It's going out a little bit wider, a more straight line speed from our leader, still our leader, Finney Williams, but it's down to 6/100ths of a second. And these two will be doing this in training every day, going head to head, racing each other. In faith, I think George Brooks might just be getting the better of his teammate, and his supposedly fastest teammate as well. He is. Now, 5:07.08 is his entry time. Not going to quite get under the 5, but still going to be a very good time. 5:02.68 for our winner. Say it's 15, and he's entered in on a 5:07, so I can only assume that's a PB for a junior. 5:02. So yeah, it's a sizable chunk he's taken out of that. Philly Williams entered in a 5:05, has gone down to 5:04 as well. So once he got outgunned in that last 50, still done a very quick time by his standards. Peter McGrath 5:11 was entered on 5:15. So yeah, takes that down by 4 seconds. Top 3 all looking good in the 400 AM, and of course against an event where we have strength in GB. We have Max Litchfield, though we're not sure how much Max we're going to see competing this year. And we'll see recently Duncan Scott to a new British record in the 400 IM. So some very good competitors in the British system, but going forward we need replacements for them, certainly when LA comes around. So heat 2. Aaron Wharton of Richmond Dale, James Hodgson of Newcastle, Joshua Harris of Tadcaster, Thomas McDermott of Middlesbrough, Tom Wilkinson, City of Sheffield, Ben Gilchrist, Richmond Dale, Jack Senior, City of Leeds, Isaac Buchan of N&D, City of Leeds, Jad Idris, and Benjamin Rogers of Richmond Dale. Those are the swimmers involved in heat number 2 of the 400 IM. And it's back between 2 and 5 right now, which is just being won at that turn by Ben Gilchrist by 0.2 of a second. Then Tom Wilkinson in 3rd place, but I don't think that's the way this race is going to shape up ultimately. Maybe off the back of the butterfly, there might be a slightly different lane order. Let's see. Tom Wilkinson certainly coming back, the 16-year-old from City of Sheffield. May well take over this race at the quarterway stage. In the number 4, looks like he's going to. Decent turn. 2.8 ahead of Joshua Harris of Tadcaster up in 2. And lane 7's Isaac Bucket. So in terms of extra time, Tom Wilkinson is about 3.5 seconds quicker than everybody else, but just looking at that backstroke of Ben Rogers, Richmond Dale, that's looking, not Ben, it's Jad Idris at the top, sorry, beg your pardon, Mr. Lane there, Jad Idris at the top of your picture from City of Leeds. That backstroke's looking very good indeed. It's making a lot of progress with it at the top of your picture. Isaac Buchan, I beg your pardon, get my lane, it's completely mixed up here, sorry about that. Isaac Buchan of N&D looking particularly good. He's the one who's in 2nd place. And Tom Wilkinson is now battling with a fast-fishing Joshua Harris of Tadcaster, who's going to the wall pretty much together. So Wilkinson, Harris, Buchan, top 3. At the moment. And Isaac Buchan entered a 4:53. So Isaac Buchan is, say on paper, 13 seconds slower than Tom Wilkinson. But that is not going to be the case today. Once his breaststroke blows up, there's no indication of that happening. Wilkinson got 4 pretty even strokes. He is starting to move away on the breaststroke from the others in lane number 4. 5 is Ben, lane 6 is Jack Senior, and in lane number 3 is Thomas McDermott. That's the top 3 at the moment. Breaststroke really does start to change the race order, change the backing order, and that's exactly what it's doing here. Not with the leader though. Leader's remained very solid on this stroke, but the opposition to go from different areas. Thomas McDermott's having a really fast finish to this stroke with 100 to go in lane number 3. There is Jack Senior of Leeds, who is his closest adversary right now, but closest pejorative word, because 2.62 is the gap between our leader and second. Top three are pretty much now spread out. Don't think anybody from behind is going to catch these top three, and I don't think anybody's going to catch Tom Wilkinson now. Now, just question how much he keeps in reserve for later. He's shut things down maybe a little bit towards the end. Won't be too worried about breaking his PB this morning, but he should be good. 16-year-old, a lot of talent with Tom Wilkinson. And so the strokes look pretty even to me. His butterfly's not quite as strong as maybe a couple of the others, but it's still looking decent. He's going to win this by a big margin. 4:40.20 is his entry time. Well, he's not going to break that this morning, but he's not going to be a million miles outside of it. 4:43, I reckon. 4:42 high. 4:42 high for our winner. And that's a really, really good time. Not to say a PB, but still very good. 4:42.9 for our winner. And second place to Jack Senior, 4:47. He did on a 4:49, so that's all heading in the right direction for him. And Thomas at Dover with a 4:48 compared to his entry time, 4:46. A little bit slow for him. Right, interesting to see what Charlie Broom can do here from City of Leeds. He's got a 4:29, so if this goes to plan, he should be about 10 to 15 seconds quicker than everybody else here. Watch out for him in lane number 4. Lane 0 is Cameron Rhodes of Rotherham Metro. 1 is Leo White of Chestler Street. Lucas Wallagora of York City in 2. Kurush Kodaka of City of Leeds in 3. 5 is Luke Clegg, Borough of Kirklees. 6, Daniel Jackson, same club. 7 is Joshua Richardson of N&D. Then Leeds is Oliver Whittleston, and Byron Peel of N&D is in lane number 9. But this should be a Charlie Broom procession. I'll be amazed if it's not. So his nearest challenger, entry time wise, is 14.5 seconds slower. So you can always see from the first 100, it's going to be a sizable gap. The gap is going to be 4.16. So it turned in a 59.4. 59.4 for the 100 fly. Just to see what. I mean, he's definitely not going to be overexerting himself this morning. There's no need to. He knows he's far and away the quickest. It should be a nice, easy qualification. Charlie, make sure you don't make any mistakes on your strokes. Obviously, the IM is liable for DQs if you don't do all the things you should be doing. But that lead is enormous now. That lead already is up to 5.6, and it won't stop there. Second, Luke Clegg of Borough of Kirklees. Courage Kodakan, of course, all those behind just can swim their own race, not worry about Charlie too much. They'll be aware of what he's capable of, and they'll know what his times are compared to theirs. So swimmers always know the times of the other swimmers. Well, yeah, I found that when I came into the sport, is that swimmers always know the time of other swimmers. So they'll be fully aware of what Charlie Broom has done and has potential to do. There's 5.5, 4 over. It's going to be near 7 maybe now. Yeah, 7.5. A nice, comfortable qualification swim for Charlie Broom. You don't want to go too slow and get some little errors creeping into his stroke, but at the moment it all looks very, very symmetrical. Probably need to concentrate on the battle for second here. Battle for second is between Luke Clegg and Daniel Jackson, the two Kirklees swimmers side by side. But already Lee's on the way back now with 7 seconds or so. Is it now 8.6? But trying to get back into range of the two Borough Kirklees swimmers is Kurush Kodaka, who is closest to us with the yellow cap. And he's starting to come through on the breaststroke now. Might well be leads 1-2 for too long. So essentially Daniel Jackson could hold him off. Well, he is at the moment. So the gap will be ever increasing between Charlie Broom and the rest. Probably around about 9 seconds now, perhaps. Down to 7.6, but it's probably because he's easing up, and so it's the battle for second place we really need to keep an eye on. Daniel Jackson, top of your picture, and the fast finishing Kurish Kodaka would like it to be leads 1-2 here. There's every chance of that happening. Charlie's going to turn now. Look at the gap. It's very nearly 15 meters. 4:05.8. So whilst it's not going to be anywhere near his PB, it's still going to be a good finish. It'll be well outside 4:30. He's slowing down now, just to throw out my timing plans. About 4:35 the way he's on, even less now. He's slowing down so much. He really isn't putting any effort into these final few strokes at all. Oh, that's so comfortable. Almost time for a cigar. 4:39 is still the quickest of the morning, even though he was easing up so much. I haven't got a time of the last 50, but that last 50 was just so easy. Really didn't have to expend much energy at all. Second place went to Kurish Kodaka in the end. Look at that, he was 8.5 seconds back from his teammate. Clegg was third. It's come up as second on your screen, but it was third. And Daniel Jackson was behind him. But that is a race that I think, provided there's no DQ later today, I think we can already predict the outcome of that one. Right, on to the women's 100 fly, which we will have 5 heats of this. Fenella Turner of Skipton is in 2. India Bryant Chesters of Tadcaster in 3. 4 is Katie Pink of Middlesbrough. Millie Northrop of Borough Barnsley. NMD's Molly Gould. And Monica Navarro of City of Sheffield. Entry times, not that dissimilar. 109, 110. We'll see who can potentially get the 110 if they haven't already been so. There's only 2 of them. That's Fenella Turner and Monica Navarro, who have not been sub 110 before. With almost 25 to go. And it's an impressive trim by India Bryant Chesters of Tadcaster here in lane number 3. Now her entry time for the 16-year-old is 109.87. So a really good chance of getting inside that. Well, she's going to be inside that. She's going to be inside 109, I think. 108 something. 108.44 for our winner. 108.44. So she's taken a good 1.4 seconds off the entry time, which we presume is her best. Molly Gould with a 110. Yeah, a bit slow for everybody else though. So nothing to write home about for those behind her, but India Bryant Chesters with that 108.4 moves her up a notch. On to heat number 2. Ellie Peacock of Richmond Dale. City of Leeds have got Misha Comrie. And we've got Chloe Ward of N&D. We've got Lucy Ellis of Rotherham Metro. I keep saying N&D, that's not the district, but yeah. Annabelle Cooper's then in 4. Evie O'Halloran Hutchison is in 5. Leonie Young of Billingham. Chloe Cook, City of Sheffield. Ella Summers of Scunthorpe. And Isabel Farmer of Borough Kirklees. Right, Red Cat, Annabelle Wilkinson looking quite prominent at the top of my picture. Just behind Clutch there, led by Misha Comery of Leeds, right down below us in lane number 1, who is still going very, very well, and actually might potentially come through to take this, although she has got a fast finishing Chloe Cook to worry about on the far side, but she won't have to worry about her any longer because the wall has arrived. She's done a 1:07.29, which again I make about a 1 second PB for our winner, if that is her best time. 1:08.82 was her entry time. She's done a 1:07.2, so that's a 1.5 second PB. Heat 3 has Molly Fisher of Rotherham, Niamh Balding of Borough of Kirklees, Sophie Murray of Harrogate, Krista Wilson, N&D, Molly Chambers, Doncaster Dust, another 2 N&D swimmers, Melody Jones and Naomi Parker, Annabelle Wilkinson, City of Sheffield, Jessica Smelt of Borough of Kirklees, and Esma Ovenston of Richmondale. Those are those in the third of 5 heats of the 100 fly. Leader at 50 is Annabelle Wilkinson of City of Sheffield, 1:06.2 is her best time. Second is Melody Jones, and third is Molly Chambers. Looks very much like the swimmer in lane number 4. Molly Chambers is starting to accelerate here, come back very, very strongly on the second 50 to take this one. I don't think Annabelle's going to keep pace with her. She's not. So that will be a win for Molly Chambers in a 1:02.14, which is second inside her entry time. Second was Annabelle Wilkinson, 1:03.11. She was down for a 1:06, so that's a big improvement. Heat 4, Rosie Smith, N&D, Becky Watson, St. Clark, Emily Lambert, City of Sheffield, Amelia Robertson, Newcastle, Isabelle Goodwin, City of Leeds, another N&D swimmer from Faye McDonough, Beth Hall, Cleethorpes, Amelia Osborne, Rotherham Metro, Katie Wiles, City of Bradford, and Sarah Wright from N&D in the outside lane. First 50. Halfway stage of the 100 fly, at 4 going to the wall together, absolutely together, and 5 in fact separated by 2/3 of a second. Just getting a hand on the wall first was Beth Hall of Cleethorpes, but this could go any which way with these 5, really could. And lane number 4, Isabelle Goodwin, the leads, starting to accelerate now, looking mighty strong now. She could today go sub 1 minute. Don't think it's quite, well, it's not going to happen this morning, but she's going to be very close to it tonight, potentially. It's going to be a 62 something, 62.69 for Isabelle. Not quite as fast as the previous heat, actually. 2:69 compared to 1:02.14, but it's still quick and will be good enough to get her into that final. Now, Candice Hall, 25-year-old. Shortest in this field by quite some way, but also the quickest in this field by quite some way. Goes in 4. And either side of it, Sophia Glithill of City of Bradford, Isabelle Shearing of City of Sheffield, Lola Davison of N&D, and it is Isla Jones in 3 from Sheffield, the Newcastle District, Harriet Rogers in 5, Paige Fenton of Skipton in 6, 7 is Isla Williams, 8 is Naomi Sheevels of Chester Street, by the way from City of Leeds, and York City's Freya Tyas is from York City. So there's Candice Hall, kind of as we expected. It will be a big surprise if she doesn't win this heat, because she is about 3 seconds quicker, more than 3 seconds quicker than everybody else. So not quite a time trial, but I expect her to be knocking on the door of the minute, maybe 61, 62 this morning. She's not really too far outside that 62, I don't think. And it is 62.36 for our winner. She will go considerably quicker than that tonight, I believe. In fact, that is not even our fastest heat. The fastest heat was Molly Chambers of Doncaster Darts, fastest overall in heat number 3, the 102.14. That will get the job very comfortably done for Candy. Isla Hall, Isla Jones, her teammate, in second place. Third in that one was Lola Davison. 100 back for men up next one. We're getting the ledgers put in. And that will be followed by the women's 50 free. 8 times we've got 6 of those. 200 butterfly for men will come straight off the back of that. We'll bring you 200 IM for women, 400 free for men, 200 breast for men, 200 backstroke for women, 50 butterfly for men, and then it will be the relays. And we'll have a gap. We'll have a gap, in fact, between this session, the relays, and the gap between the relays and the 800 freestyles for women, which we have 6 heats of that. That will conclude the morning session. So quite a lot still to go. In terms of the backstroke, so 6 heats of that. And our soon to be, hopefully, England Commonwealth Games swimmer Jay Lelliott will be going in lane 4 in heat number 6. Time of 55.5. I believe he's now as either 200 club record holder. He might be both 100 and 200, but I think he's on the honours board for the club with the fastest time for the backstroke. First heat will contain just 3, and they are from Newcastle, from Durham, and from Leeds. Let's name them for you. Kamitha Mudledge of Newcastle, closest to us. Middle lane, Daniel Morehouse, famous name, of course. Not from Leeds this time, from Durham City. Obviously, then also a breaststroker, but a backstroker. And Matthew Roberts, City of Leeds, is in 5 now. All 3 of them, entry time-wise, are pretty much on a par, but not in the race so far. You can see top of your picture. Matthew Roberts has gone off very, very quickly over the first 50. We'll have a decent lead at the turn. 3/4 for second over Kamitha Mudledge. And there's Daniel Morehouse, but obviously with 100, the extended race can change quite a bit. But it doesn't look to me like Matthew Roberts is backing off that stroke, though the Newcastle swimmer is trying to get back alongside. But I think maybe all the damage was done over the first 50 for the lead swimmer, because I can't see either the 2 next to him coming right back at him. So lane 5 it will be Matthew Roberts in a 105. Yeah, 105.79, which is a big improvement on the 107.76. So if that is his entry time, he's just done a 2-second PB. Well done, Matthew, at 16. Racing through his ranks. Number 2 will contain one of our disability swimmers as well. Owen Garsides is going in 6. The full lineup once they enter the pool. It's on the screen. Goody Chan of York City, Saltburn and Sam Hill in 1, Sean Smith, Skipton in 2, Ethan Williams, Newcastle in 3. Fastest in the field with a 105.4 is Tom Smith, but only 1/100 slower is Blake Hooper of Chester Street. Then Owen Garsides, our Paralympic swimmer, in 6. Kingston upon Hull, Newcastle District's Ben Hartridge in 7, and Joseph Burgess of Skipton is in lane number 8. Right, how's this one progressing at the moment? Well, there's a definite front runner. That definite front runner is Blake Hooper of Chestler Street at this stage, although he's being pushed all the way by Ethan Williams and also by Sam Smith in 1. All 3 of them pretty closely ranked. Often on our screen you don't see one quite so clearly. It was a slight malfunction. I wasn't seeing that in my eye line at all. But lane 2 is going pretty well. And Sean Smith Skipton. In fact, Sean's come right to the front of the field. I think Sean's going to win this. Now he's entered in on a 106.7 is Sean. I think that's going to go massively this morning. 104 something. No, just up to the 105s, but nonetheless that's still a very good time for our winner. 105.34, fastest so far with 2 heats. Second was Blake Hooper, and third was Ethan Williams. Right, heat number 3. I'll go through the full list after it's disappeared off your screen. So in 0, Daniel Pollard of Kingston upon Hull, Byron Peel of Newcastle District, Luke Baines of Saltburn, then Durham City's Lewis Doubledam, Dr. Dart's Luke Gilliver, there's Vedger of N&D, then Joshua McCollin of Kingston upon Hull, another N&D swimmer in 7, Daniel Barrett, Daniel Bailey, Dr. Darts, and then Adam Marshall of Newcastle in 9. First 50 done. And our leader at the halfway stage is Luke Baines of Saltburn. He is older than the rest of the field. Everybody else 15 up to 19. He's 21. He's in a 104.5. At the top of your picture, Daniel Bailey is coming through quite strongly, as indeed now is Luke Gilliver of Dr. Darts in the centre lane. I think Gilliver's going to get this one too, just holding off a very fast finishing Daniel Bailey, and it is Gilliver with a 104.29 for the win. Just outside his entry time, but only just. Second place to Daniel Bailey, and third place to Daniel Barrett. Daniel Bailey getting into second place with a 104.3. That is a new PB for him. Now we're into the cyclically seeded heats. So we have 2 swimmers in this, 2 swimmers in heat 5, and 2 swimmers in heat 6. All, in fact, 3 swimmers in heat 6 who've all gone sub 60. Very tight between Simon Clement and Kieran Grant in terms of times. Well, about 3 seconds actually between Clement and Grant on this. Simon Clement with a 56.10, so he should be the class act of this field. I'll give you all the names now. Joseph Moment, Kingston upon Hull 0, Blaine Underwood of Borough Barnsley, Rio Deodu of Kingston upon Hull 2, 3 is Matthew Rooney of Leeds University, 4 Simon Clement, City of Sheffield, Kieran Grant, Beverley Barracudas, then Newcastle District's Richard Butterworth, Benjamin Cross of City of Sheffield, Matthew Mahoney of Newcastle, and then Newcastle District Shay Wood. Oh, lane 4 going like the proverbial train at 50 is Simon Clement for that lead, 1.64 over 50, and again because you'll be looking at the respective times everybody else doesn't need to go and bust a gut this morning, but they want to maybe clear a few cobwebs out. Don't expect to see a 56.10 this morning. Save that for later on today when he's up against Harry Nicholson and Jay Elliott, but have to go comfortably inside 59, I would have thought. Let's see if we can do that this morning. And 58.73 is comfortably inside 59. Second is Kieran Grant. Rio Dodu, who was second out turn, finishes third, and fourth is Matthew Rooney. Just the one under 60. Okay, penultimate heat of the 100 backstroke. And once those names disappear from the screen, I'll just give you a recap. So we've got Jacob Brown of Tancaster, Thomas Bergman of City of Sheffield, Rowan Sheriff of Skipton, York City's Simon Robson, Harry Nicholson fast in the field with a 55.7. From Newcastle, Charlie Broom, City of Leeds, back for more. I'll be dominating this one the way he dominated earlier on. Hannah Wilson, City of Sheffield, 1:00.50, so looking to get to that 60 for the first time. Liam Dawson of Tancaster, Cohen Stevenson of City of Leeds and Newcastle Districts. Kenneth Juan is in lane number 9. So Harry Nicholson, as expected, has a 1.64 advantage going into this one. And last 50 should be all about. Look how high on the water. One of the key things about backstroke is you kind of glide over the top. Your body shouldn't be submerged. You should just be trying to float on the top. Float on the top is exactly what he is doing, and he'll be easing back now. He is easing back. Won't worry about the time too much. 57 something will be fine. In fact, 58 something will be fine for the morning. 58.50. And that's about 3 seconds slower than he can go, has gone. I imagine the same will be the same for this one. Can't see any of the speed merchants in this one really busting a gut. You've got 3 who've gone sub 1 minute before. You've got Luke McGee, 3, and Jay Elliott, I mentioned, and William Ellis have all gone inside the 60. RJ, a little slap on the chest to get the old blood pumping. When he first came on the scene, we knew him as a distance freestyler. 1500 where he got low 15s, but his distance freestyle days have long since gone. He's now a butterfly and backstroke swimmer. Occasional freestyle, we'll see him in the 4x2 Sheffield later. But he's actually made the Commonwealth Games team, not confirmed yet of course, but we expect him to be on that Commonwealth Games team for England on the butterfly. 100 backstroke, heat number 6. Rhys Blackett of Newcastle, Mason Bland of Kingston-upon-Hull, then the Newcastle and District swimmers Alexandru Lazar, Luke McGee, Jay Lurlick goes to Sheffield in 4, William Ellis of N&D in 5, Toby Mayfield, York City, then another Newcastle District, Joseph Martin 7, Noah Ragg of Borough Barnsley in 8, and Toma Sahar of Middlesbrough. Well, class act in this field should be the man who is the class act. Is leading at 50. That's Jay Elliott. Will not be too concerned about anything. Good work underwater. Looked to about 13 meters there before he came to the surface. Luke McGee in second place. Well, yeah, it's going to be Jay they're going to have to catch tonight. There's a clutch of swimmers in 55, 56, but you know what? He's looking majestic this morning. This is looking like a very, very easy heat swim. And just easing up, and a bit more work having to be done by William Ellis to his left-hand side. 58.02 without really having to push is the quickest by nearly half a second this morning, and he really didn't have to exert himself. I'll be thrilled with that. Just check the time. Yeah, 58.02 is fine for a morning swim when you know you're in the last heat. And anything sub-minute's going to easily make that final. 58.02 is right there. So we switch our attention back to the other end of the pool for the women's 50 freestyle, and we will bring you a total of 6 heats of this. Always think it's going to be more with the 53, but actually 6 today. And we'll have Holly Bodiner of Chestler Street, Natasha Rice of Chestler Street, Olivia Tom of York City, Lily Mae Pratt of Skipton, and Lauren Heppel of Newcastle. All have entered in on a low 29, so chances are this might be quite a blanket finish. 2 15-year-olds closest to us, 3 16-year-olds in the far lanes. In lane 4, Olivia Tom, York City, wants this, and she's going to get it as well in a time of 28.38. That's good. Takes it down. Well, takes her entry time down from the 29 lows to the 28 lows. 28.3 for our winner. What I tend to do when we have a full contingent in the heats of the 50s, certainly the freeze, give you the teams rather than the swimmers. Kingston Hull, Scunthorpe, Skipton, Chestnut Street, Beverley, Barracuda, Scunthorpe, Newcastle District, Richmond Dale, Borough Barnsley, and another N&D swimmer. All lines and all lanes are filled, and lane number 2 going particularly well. Early stages, Kay Fenton of Skipton, who looks to have the advantage to me coming into the last 5 meters. Lane 4 is finishing quickly, Anna Peneva, but go to 2, I think. Oh no, Ella Summers is given up. I don't think that's right. No, that's right. Kay Fenton is our winner. So I came a bit late there. Kay Fenton always looked to have the advantage to me, and that's confirmed on the board. Ella Summers, 28.86, second place. Anna Peneva in 3rd place. It's one of those quite easy ones to call when somebody is very clear. So City of Sheffield, Harrogate, City of Wakefield, Borough of Kirklees, another N&D swimmer, City of Leeds, 2 more N&Ds, Rotherham Metro and Tadcaster all have representatives in this one. Lane 5. Ella Summers of Scunthorpe has had a very good first 25. Can she hold on? She looks to have the lead. They're coming back at her in lanes 2 and 1, but I think 5 looks to have the stroke and seems to have the lead. Lane 5, Ella Summers, Scunthorpe. Yeah, give it Kiddius Hodson. She ain't gets it. Yeah, Kiddius gets it. Sorry, 28.09. 28.09 for Kiddius. Kiddius getting that touch. 28.09. Well, same with. Her entry time is 28.4. When we get into the higher teens and certainly the early 20s, never quite sure whether the entry time is their PB, but she entered at 28.4 and finished at 28.09. So that's either a season's best or maybe a personal best for her. Right, Kingfisher Scarborough. I think the first of their swimmers I mentioned today goes in 0. That's Eliza Hammond. So happy to mention her. Skipton, N&D, Sheffield, Leeds, N&D, York, Tadcaster, N&D and Billingham all had swimmers in before this, so if you want to the Kingfisher Scarborough fans watching, we don't have a lane 5, so all the others are occupied though. Attention drawn to lane 6. Molly Garrett, of course, some great British stock is Molly, British swimming stock, but she's not going to win this. It's going to go to 3 or 4, probably 3. Sheila Robinson. No, Isabelle Goodwin just getting the touch by 9/100ths of a second. No place to Molly Garrett, 28.02, so that winning time is 27.76. Heat 5. And Nicholson District, Borough Kirklees, 2 more from N&D, Tadcaster 2 from Borough Kirklees, 2 from Harrogate, who had a great week last week. Great weekend in Leeds with their younger swimmers. City of Bradford in lane number 9. Right, where's this going? Looks like 4 early stages. Clementine Lovell of Tadcaster got a 26.55 entry time. She looks to be quicker than that this morning. She's going to go low 26, is she? Yes, she is. 26.38. So that's a good improvement. Obviously, with the 50s, you don't take massive chunks out generally. You just take the little nips here and there. But 28.5 down to 28.3 is good for Clementine Lovell of Tadcaster. As you know, on these streams, I like to mention, in inverted commas, the smaller clubs. I mentioned City of Sheffield, City of Leeds a lot, City of Sunderland quite a bit, but small clubs certainly need their look in, as indeed do some of them in this New Year's work. We've got their first swimmer in this morning, I think, in lane number 1. Newcastle and Rotherham Metro, Cleethorpes, N&D, Tadcaster, 2 from more from Borough Kirklees and Middlesbrough involved in this one. Great start from Harriet Rogers of Newcastle District in 4. No, she's going to win this all the way. Great start, great middle and great end, though she's been caught a little bit by Beth Hall. I don't think Beth Hall's going to get that close to her in the end. Lane 4 it is. Harriet Rogers 25.92. Fastest of the morning. First sub 26 from Harriet. She has been a little bit quicker, but that was domination of the race. Didn't she win that by in the end? Yeah, she won that by over half a second. On to the men's 200 butterfly now. Which will bring you 5 heats, I think. Yeah, 5. So first off, James Cam of Rotherham Metro, Jamie McCormick of Chestler Street, Ben Hewitt of Newcastle District, Harry Bell, Middlesbrough, Joseph Burgess, Skipton, Yasin Kashaba of Newcastle and Joseph Pickering of Pocklington. We do have a withdrawal. Actually, we have no lane 6, so everybody else in place. Last in the field is Harry Bell. Not at the moment, he's not. It's Jamie McCormick, so the best of the starts in lane number 2. Bell's in 2nd, and then James Cam in 3rd. In terms of their edge time, only one has been sub 2:30 before. That is Harry Bell in lane number 4, but there's plenty of others here who want to go where he's been on before. Jamie McCormick, the 16-year-old from Chestler Street, is looking excellent now. Of course, in the 200 butterfly, 100 can look great, 150 could look all right, and then the last 50 could be like the old elephant or pianos dropped on your back. But he's okay and doing well. He's got a good body length and a bit more lead over the rest. Jamie McCormick this stage, 50 done, 100 done now, 107.03, 2-second advantage over Harry Bell. He's swimming this the hard way, and I know that Harry Bell probably will be responding up there in lane 4, as indeed is Ben Hewitt. But he's holding on, and he won't obviously be aware of what's happening with Joseph Pickering at the far side from Pocklington. He's probably a little bit too far away from him to worry about at the moment, but the others are starting to come back a little bit on our leader. Here's McCormick when we go sideways on with the camera, but he's still got the lead, albeit it's not such a big one now. James Cam to his right-hand side is coming right at him too, and Ben Hewitt lead down to 0.31. And having to swim us the hard way in this last 50 will feel like agony. The old lactate is building up, and he'll desperately want to win it after such a great start. He'll desperately want the best time he's ever done too in this pool, which I still rate as the best pool in this country, and certainly one of the best pools in Europe as well. Now he's holding on, Jamie McCormick. He's doing really well. Now, if you've not got any affiliations club-wise, I really want him to go on and win this, because he's really set his stall out for the front. And hard though they're trying, they haven't quite caught him yet. I don't think they're going to. Or are they? Yes, he's going to get overtaken by James Cam on the touch. Oh, 2:29.46. James Cam left it until the very last touch, pretty much. to get that touch, but that's a really good new personal best for him. Wow, it's taken over half a second, in fact nearly 5.5 seconds off his PB. Jamie McCormack in second place and Ben Hewitt in third. So 2 go sub 2:30. And Jamie McCormack has, for his pain, it will be his pain, I can assure you after that, a new personal best, taking it down from 2:32 to 2:29. I think Ben Hewitt was around about his PB too. Yeah, just outside it by 8/100ths. But great swim by James Cam. Timed that to perfection. Is there a DQ? There is. Joseph Burgess will not get a time. But the top 2 do. Heat number 2. Peter McGrother of Durham City, Freddie Brook, York City, Newcastle Districts, Ethan Riling in 2. Owen Wing of York City in 3. 4 is Cody Ingram of Borough Barnsley. Angelo Gianni Contini of Newcastle in 5. Oscar Blanchard 6. 4 Cleethorpes, N&D's Gregor Backley in 7. Luke Gorn of Billingham in 8. 9 is Ethan Williams. Right, time-wise, Cody Ingram is marginally quicker than the others, but there isn't a great deal in it, to be absolutely honest, so I wouldn't necessarily put that down as the outcome. Lane 2's had a flyer. That is Ethan Riling of Newcastle District, and 3 lanes up from him, going well, is Angelo Gianni Contini of the Newcastle club. They'll be the top 2, and it might just be Contini who gets the wall first. He will, by about half a body length or thereabouts. 1:03.3 is the turning time for our leader. See how it compares as we go through the remainder. 1:03.3, and at the moment there's only really there were only 2 swimmers in the race. Coming well on the second half of the race is Oscar Blanchard of Cleethorpes in lane number 6, and also in lane number 2 is Ryan we already mentioned, and in lane 3 Owen Wing of York City. Our leader remains Angelo Gianni Contini, and with a sizable lead to take it that last 50 as well. 1.39 for Angelo. 2:21.30 is his entry time, which we can only presume is his best. So how close to that 2:20 going to get? Those little barriers, always important. Well, I don't think he's tying up. I think the others are just coming back to him a little bit in 6 and 7. Oscar Blanchard and Gregor Backley, but he's got this. Oh, there's a fast fisher in 1 again. Freddie Brook of York City's coming back incredibly quickly. Maybe he'll steal it. Not quite. Oscar Blanchard gets it. Just checking the board to make sure that's correct, because yeah, it was Oscar Blanchard getting up there. 2:20.05. Yeah, that's correct. No, Oscar Cleethorpes 2:20.05, and second place 2:20.58. Freddie Brook just trying to steal it at the end there, but couldn't quite get it. But that's still a sizable PB from a 2:22 down to a 2:20. So sub 2:20 yet. Might get it in this one. Should get it in this one. We will get it in this one, definitely. Samuel Smith of Skipton, Jed Idris of Leeds, and a couple of N&D swimmers. Toby Parker, Jacob Elwell, Ruben Visda, City of Sheffield. He has been in around the 2 minutes. And Samuel Naylor, 2:09. Entry time from Newcastle, William Baines of Newcastle District. Kurish Kodakar, City of Leeds. Patrick Spate of Newcastle District, and Miles Kinlan of City of Sheffield. So early leader, not surprisingly, the fastest man in the field with 2:05.3. That's Ruben Visda. Second place Sam Naylor. They're the 2 fastest on paper, and they're the 2 fastest in the pool right now as we get to the 16 heats. That'll be the case. Don't have William Baines, by the way. He's not with us from lane 6. But it's all about lane 4, 5 at the moment, with a fast finishing Jacob Elwell in lane 3 for 3rd place. But nearly a second advantage between our leader and 2nd place. Ruben Visder, 19-year-old City of Sheffield, still plenty of talent to really show us what he potentially can do. I know it's there. And he's highly respected, a really good member of this club. Good motivator, generates a lot of goodwill and bonhomie amongst his teammates, and he'll lead with 50 to go. No, he won't. He won't lead with 50 to go. Samuel Naylor will. That timing was quite interesting. It was quite a gap. 1.27. Was it as big as that? Didn't look that way, but that's what the timing device tells us. And certainly you now visibly can see that Sam Naylor with a 209 has got the advantage over Ruben Visder. Now, Sam's got a 209 entry time, so keep an eye on that clock. It won't be a million miles outside of 209 by the time he finishes. It's going to be right on it. 210, in fact, for our winner. And 2nd place, 210.94. It might well be that Ruben wasn't overstretching this morning. Knows that he should comfortably qualify, but just take a little bit of a risk there with a 210.94. Should be fine for final later on today. 210.03 for Sam Naylor. Oh, Charlie Broom's had a busy old morning. Seen him in the 400 AM, we see him in the 200 back, we're going to see him now in the 200 fly. And they've done 800 metres in the space of about an hour and a half. Well, Charlie, he's going to go in lane 5 for this one. There's DQ. Jad Idris got DQ in that previous heat, by the way. The full lineup as you saw on the screen. Thomas Maskell of Newcastle District, Joshua Harris, Tadcaster, Newcastle, James Hodgson, Jack Ashurst of NND, Ned Sharp of Skipton, who is the fastest in the field with a 2:04.7, Charlie Broom. It's a lot happening in his morning from Leeds in lane 5. James Newell's had a really good start up there in 6 for Newcastle District. Borough Barnes' Daniel Menzer in 7. In 8 is Leo White, 9 is William Gowler. But it is James Newell who has just the advantage over Jack Ashurst. Teammates they are, both of them, side by side in terms of the scoreboard. In terms of the lanes, there are a couple of lanes separated, but now it is lane 4, so take over the race. That's Ned Sharp of Skipton, coming right back into it off that first turn. He probably has about nearly a body length advantage over the field. In fact, it will be about that. Anyone's finishing this 100 strongly. That is Joshua Harris, who does get 2nd place. William Gowler, Middlesbrough up at the top of your picture in 3rd. This is spread all over the place. 4, 1 and 8 at the moment. 4, 1 and 9, in fact, at the stage. So that's spread right across the piste. But Ned Sharp is living up to his name and his reputation. 2:04.70 for the Skipton swimmer, and looking like he's going to take this relatively comfortably. He's got 2.35 advantage over the rest of the field, with Joshua Harris in 3rd place and Charlie Broom, who has had a very tough morning, in 4th. It's just a question of what time our winner can do. 2:04.7. Well, it's not going to be that this morning. Fastest time is a 2:10.2, which he should be comfortably inside. Or will he be? He's going to be very tight on there. He's actually going to be outside it. Ash can be outside it for the 2:11.7. But of course, as we keep saying, they'll know what they have to do. 2:10, 22:10.94 we've had. So that'll be the third fastest time we've had in the field, I think, so far. So make sure there's no DQs in that one. I think everybody's clear. If that is the case, then it'll take about a 2:12 maybe to make a final. So that's where the advantage comes of being in the last heat, is you know exactly what you have to do. This is it. Lewis Walligora of York City, Henry Firth of City of Leeds, N&D's Arthur Llewellyn in 2, Ben Gilchrist of Richmond Dale, and 2 from Sheffield, Jay Lilliot, Adam Wilson, then Elliot Best of Newcastle, 2 more N&D swimmers, Joshua Robinson, Kieran Turnbull, and Oliver Whittleston of City of Leeds. Well, this should be a Jay Lilliot procession, if we could say it, a Jay Lilliot procession. Is 11 seconds quicker than anybody else in this field with a 1:54, and compared to the other heats, he's 10 seconds quicker than anybody else. So Jay knows this is pretty close to a time trial for him. Just needs to do all the right things, make sure there's no DQ at the end of it, make sure there's nothing untoward happening in these 200 meters, and get I imagine a high 1, try and break 2 this morning maybe. There are any cobwebs to be blown away. A sub-2 would do it this morning. And he's going to have a massive advantage. I think this advantage might be as much as probably 10 seconds between him and the field. In fact, no. Let's try and estimate now what the gap's going to be. I think it could be close to 12 by the time he finishes this. I'm thinking even more. Depends how much he slows down over this last 50. The gap is going to be about 12 now. So, what do we think? 15? Let's have a look. That's 8. So, yeah, around about maybe 10 to 12 seconds between Jay and the rest. So, again, he's not going to go flat out. Doesn't need to. Just needs to finish this off as best he can. Get well inside 2. Which, with not long to go, should be fine. Yeah, sub-2 will be doing it. 1:59 something. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Ooh, it's a bit tighter than I thought. Got inside the 2, but only just by 50/100s, but that's fine. Only sub-2 swimmer. It's just on a 200, so it's just on 100 back. So 100 back and a 200 fly, and that is 11 seconds quicker than anybody else, pretty much. And that's without really trying this morning. Nice, easy last heat for Jay. Now we move on to the women's 200 IM. And first heat is Tatenda Tiyenga of N&D. 3 is Lee Weston of Richmond Dale. 4, Jessica Smelt of Borough of Kirklees. 5, Kay Fenton of Skipton. 6 is Hannah Redshaw of Middlesbrough. 7 is Misha Comrie of City of Leeds. That's your first 200 IM heat. They're all around about 2:33, 2:34 in terms of time. Age range 15-16 across the board, and we're looking for obviously 4 fairly even strokes if possible. Obviously at this age they're working on certain elements of the IM. All 4 strokes will be equal ability, and I think it's fair to say even the best IMers in the world, like Michael Phelps, always claimed that his breaststroke was probably a little bit weaker, but he made up for that as the years went by. It wasn't that obvious, but he was claiming that his butterfly was fine, he's happy on his front crawl, backstroke was no real issue, but the breaststroke was one he had to really work on to get himself to be the greatest IMer of all time. Which I don't think there can be any claim that he's not now, the amount of medals he's got. So Kay Fenton has enjoyed the first half with the fly and with the backstroke. So too has Tatenda Tienga. And it'll be between those two at the wall for their touch. Tienga just comes in a bit more smoothly. 18/100ths ahead of Misha Comrie. Kay Fenton in third place, but as we know, strokes separate them out, especially this one. And starting to make a bit of a move is Jessica Smelt of Borough Kirklees. She's a very good breaststroke. Because every single stroke she's taking quite a bit out of the field here. Swimmer in lane 5. Kay Fenton likewise. It's coming right back into it. Jessica Smelt, who wasn't anywhere really at halfway stage, coming right alongside, but our leader will still be Kay Fenton. Skipped, oh, won't be actually, no, won't. It will be Tatenda Tienga. Will have that advantage of about 0.84. More of an idea when they come back towards me what things are looking like, but looks like the 15-year-old in lane 2. It's got a lovely stroke, very smooth. It's got quite a bit, but she's making progress. Those feet are working very hard, but will she potentially be caught by Jessica Smelt coming through lane 4? What a second half of the race she's had. It will be Jessica Smelt. What a second half of the race that turned out to be. Pretty much nowhere at halfway. And finishes in 2:33.65, which I make a new personal best for her. Her entry time is her PB, which I suspect it might be at 15. She's not a massive one, but she has done one. Tienga was on a 2:35, so she's improved on that. Kay Fenton 2:35, just a little bit slow, but what a second half of the race from Jessica Smelt. The breaststroke and the freestyle working very well. Evie O'Halloran Hutchison from Newcastle District in 0-1. Isabelle Schimmels, Keys upon Hull, another N&D swimmer in 2 is Anna Finley, the Neem Carroll, Tacaster, Middlesbrough's and Megan Cairns, Georgia Hadley of Richmond Dale, Stocksbridge's Phoebe McNicholas, then 2 from Sheffield, Emily Lambert, Chloe Cook, and then Megan Wood of the Doncaster Darts. Georgia Hadley, Richmond Dale in 5, having a good start. So too is Isabelle Schimmels in lane number 1. And there's only about 3/4 of a second separating 1 to 5 in this one. Butterfly is done. Backstroke is underway. And, down in lane number 1, Isabelle Schimmels, Kings upon Hull, the 18-year-old. 3 18-year-olds in this field, and she is leading them all. Leading the field by quite a way. In a fast fish by Megan Cairns on this backstroke, but she's still quite a way adrift of our leader. And will turn in 1:10.21 at the halfway stage. And has about half a second advantage over the rest of the field. Now, can Megan Cairns come back at her? Well, she is coming back at her in lane number 4. Definitely is on a breaststroke. And also at the top of the picture is Chloe Cook. City of Sheffield is starting to make her move. And potentially Chloe Cook could be our leader at the end of this. She again has come from absolutely nowhere in the first half of the race to put pressure on Megan Cairns. Get an idea when they come sideways on. Well, she's not quite as close as I thought on that picture. She's got up into 3rd place, but it is between 1 and 4. Yeah, it's between Isabelle Schimmels and Megan Cairns, with Chloe Cook in 3rd place. Looks like our winner's going to come from 1 or 4. And there really wasn't much between them at the turn. There isn't much between them with 25 to go either. But look at the finish. Megan Cairns of Middlesbrough is really digging in. Well, they are both digging in. Isabelle Schimmels, but I'm thinking lane 4 might snatch this one. Megan Cairns of Middlesbrough. Ooh, it's very, very, very tight. Megan Cairns, just, yes, 2:30.64 for our winner. And that is nearly under the 2:30 mark that she'd been looking for. She's under 2:31 for the first time anyway. And Isabelle Schimmels with 2:31.22. That's a good Almost 1.5 second improvement for her. And Chloe Cook at the top with a 2:31. She has been 2:32 before, so top three should all be very satisfied with their times this morning and all moving in the right direction. Now, a little potential superstar in this race. I'll talk to you about her in a moment. Sophia Gledhill of City of Bradford in 0, Ruby Knight, Borough of Kirklees in 1, Rebecca Keatley of Middlesbrough in 2, Rachel Bradley of N&D in 3. The potential superstar I'm talking about is Phoebe Cooper, 14 years of age, City of Sheffield in lane 4. She is an absolute pocket rocket. Let's see what she does in this. Madison Johnson, Doncaster Darts, Paige Fenton of Skipton, Naomi Parker of N&D, Leonie Jones of N&D, and then Emma Moore of Harrogate. I look up to suspect and expect Phoebe Cooper to be leading, and she most certainly is. 1.21 clear of the field. Now she's in on 2:18. I think her coaches know, and I think we know, she's capable of getting that down by quite some way, even at the age of 14. She is a massive talent. Now, how much she'll put into the morning swim, we'll have to wait and see, but look at that, so rhythmic. It's not quite synchronized swimming or artistic swimming as we know it these days, but it's a wonderful stroke. Look at how everybody else is thrashing. Quite a few of the other swimmers are thrashing around, and she just has that backstroke almost down to a T. It's so rhythmic and so good to watch. Now, butterfly done, backstroke done. What does she have for us on the breaststroke? Obviously there are different skills involved in this, but look, there's 4 in a line behind her, but nobody's getting close to her. So Rachel Bradley's in there, Paige Fenton's in there, Naomi Parker's in there. Look, obviously she's the youngest in this field, and she's up against 17, 18, 19 and 20-year-olds here, and she's leaving them for dead. She's absolutely leaving them for dead. And they go, hang on a second, she's 14, I'm 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. She is absolutely phenomenal for her age. Now, 2:18, I'm not expecting her to go particularly quick this morning. I don't think she's going to blitz it, but even though, see, everybody else is working so hard behind her, I just love the rhythmic nature of her strokes. Now, so she's on a 2:18.10. She's looking like she's got so much left in the tank, and so we're on 2:21. 2:21.34. She'll go so much quicker this afternoon. And, you know, there's certain swimmers that come along and really excite you. You think, there's the future, and there is the future. Saw her at the trials, didn't we? British Nationals a few weeks ago, and everybody's up and taking notes as well. So they should. She is the future. Whether she's ready for Paris or not is a question, but certainly Los Angeles, she stays in the sport. Very exciting. Heat 4. Amelia Osborne of Rotherham, Jessica Riley of Harrogate, Madison Pevler of Newcastle and District, Daisy Purchase of Rotherham Metro, Amelia Monaghan of Sheffield, Sophie Bromley Sheffield, Isla Williams of City of Leeds, Charlotte Bianchi back again for some more, City of Sheffield, Naomi Sheevels of Chestnut Street, and Rihanna Foster of Kingston upon Hull. All of them are racing, and the most prominent racer at the moment is in lane 4. That is Amelia Monaghan. .84 advantage at the turn. Now onto her back, and again things could change a little bit here, potentially will, with Madison Pevler having a good second half to her race, and on the other side of her, lane number 5, Sophie Bromley, her teammate, also coming back at her, but it'll still be Amelia. It was after the butterfly, so it shall be after the backstroke, but the lead won't be that big. To 2, which is Madison Pevler, 17-year-old, so we're looking at 20-year-old up against 17-year-old here. Onto the breaststroke. Now, whose breast might bring them back into contention? Madison Pevler in 2. 3 is Daisy Purchase. And watching the outside lane here, Rihanna Foster of Kingston on Hull seems to be The breaststroke seems to be working pretty well. We're in the outside lane. So we've not mentioned her yet, but I think she's just easing her way up through the field. Our leader after the first 50, and will be our leader after the second 50, will be our leader after the third 50. Not too much doubt that Amelia Monaghan, who is, what, 6 seconds quicker than anybody else in the field on paper, should go and take this fairly comfortably. Again, I'm not expecting miracles this morning, not expecting incredibly fast times from the best. They'll just take their time, and 2:17 will not be usurped this morning. But she'll win it, and she'll win it fairly comfortably, I think, from Daisy Purchase in 3, and maybe lane 1, Jessica Riley of Harrogate finishing very swiftly for a third place finish. Fourth will be Sophie Bromley. Our winning time 2:22.90. Well, yeah, there's plenty more to come from that. That's not particularly quick by her standards, but let's see about everybody else. Just arrived with 2:28. Yeah, it's a new PB for her, I think. Easy Purchase 2:24.99 is another improvement. So second and third have done, I think, their best times. Right, we've got one more heat, and this is it of the 200 IM. Emily Maxwell of Newcastle District. Nell Williams, sorry I called her Neil last week. Nell, I do apologise, City of Leeds. Abigail Parkinson of Tadcaster, Beth Hall of Cleethorpes, and McKeegan, City of Sheffield, on a 2:14, so she should be more rapid than Amelia Monaghan was. Faye McDonough, N&D, Sheffield Shola Robinson, Molly Fisher of Rotherham, Cassia Rickleton of City of Leeds, and then it's Henrietta from Cleethorpes in lane number 9. Right, so Beth Hall, 17-year-old from Cleethorpes, is our 50 metres leader. But may potentially change, probably will change, with Faye McDonough coming through strongly now in lane 5. There is no lane 4. I was just looking out for Amber Keegan, but she's not there. I do believe Amber was entered, but I think she's at a wedding today, as I recall. I should remember that. So I think she told me she was going to be at a wedding today, so wouldn't be competing. So she's not with us, but lane 5 is Faye McDonough. Three is Beth Hall, so she's in second place, and there's the Sheffield representative, and that is Shola Robinson, who's starting to make a move. So too is Cassia Rickleton of City of Leeds, with a yellow cap up there in lane number 8, starting to come into the fray. They have moved up into second place. It's difficult to tell from that angle. We'll see when they go sideways on. No, she's just in third place. Third is hers. Second is Beth Hall's at the moment, but the lead very much with. So we're in lane 5. Faye McDonough, 2:23.05, her best. Well, if she was to improve slightly on that, she would be second or third fastest qualifier for the final. She could aim for 2:21-ish. 2:21 high would get her a really good lane for the final for later on. So all lanes are equal, we know that, but it's always beneficial to have that centre lane if you can. And she will finish this off. Let's see where she's going to be. She's going to be 2:23-ish, I think. 2:24 low for our winner. And still get her into the final quite comfortably. And fastest time overall in the end was Phoebe Cooper, surprisingly, with a 2:21.34. She was the best in the field this morning. See whether she'll be the best in the field tonight, because Amelia Monaghan can go a lot quicker than she did. We know how much Phoebe Cooper can go later on today. On to the first of 4 heats of the men's 400 metres freestyle. Sam Ainsley of Hartlepool, Lewis Cass of Borough of Kirklees, James Starling of Kingston upon Hull, Benjamin Thorpe of Newcastle. We do have an absentee, sorry. I looked up, let's see, James Starling, that's because he's not there. 5 is Max Hartis of N&D, Maximus Murray of M&D and Lewis Fox of Rotherham Metro. 8 lengths even of this Ponds Forge pool to negotiate. All of them in around 4:36, 4:38. Slowest is 4:41, so about 5 seconds separating the whole field. Fastest on paper is Benjamin Thorpe with a 4:33, and it's kind of being borne out here, though he is having a scrap with Maximus Murray up there in lane number 6, and 2 of them will go to the wall pretty much together. Won't be much between them as they turn. 12 100ths is what it is. Sam Ainsley in 3rd place, and keep an eye on Ainsley in lane number 1 because he's looking pretty good at this stage, just biding his time, probably oblivious to what's happening in those centre lanes. So just putting a bit more pace into his swim is Lewis Fox of Rotherham Metro, just starting to kick a little bit more and potentially easing his way up into 4th place. Our leader remains lane 4, Benjamin Thorpe, 16 years of age from Newcastle, 4:33.85 with Maximus Murray, and then Sam Ainsley, the 1, 2, 3 at this stage. Ben, it may only be his one swim for the day. We'll be hoping maybe he can start knocking on the door of that 4:30. It won't take a lot to get down to 4:31, and potentially if he's feeling good this morning at 4:30. Let's have a look at the split time. 2:12. Okay, 2:12.57. Yeah, it's going to give him a chance. It's going to give him a chance at actually getting to 2:31. Certainly, maybe a 2:30. I did mention earlier on about Sam Ainsley. Well, keep an eye on him. He's still working his way through the field. Might be potentially up to 2nd before too long. That's our leader, who was a distinct advantage, but 4-5 body lengths advantage in terms of time. What is it? It's 3.65 over Maximus Murray. It's his 5 seconds adrift. Right, so it was 2:12.5 at the halfway stage. Let's see what he turns at 300 in. No idea of where he might finish time-wise. About 3:19, 3:20 here. 21, 21.8, 21.8. So that was a 1:09. That would take him. Yeah, he's right on the cusp. He's right on the cusp of potentially beating that 4:30 barrier here. Here's Ben Thorpe. Won't take much. Just need to up the strokes rates very, very slightly, not by much. 4:30 is definitely on the cards here. Finishing very strongly in 6 is Maximus Murray. I think there's a good chance of a 4:30 here for our leader. Love to see it, because there's little targets, all important. Keep picking them off. I think he's got a great chance of going 4:30, maybe a 4:29 here. So you're going to win this by a big margin. Come on, 4:30, you can do this. You can do this. It's going to be very close. It's going to be very close. No, he's done it. He's done it. 4:29.46, 45 rather. 4:29.45. Good job, Ben. Good job, Ben. Yeah, it looked on halfway stage. 2nd is Maximus Murray with a 4:37, so just outside of his best. Lewis Fox, 4:39, slightly outside his best, but big new PB for Ben Thorpe. 4:29.45. Good. Good. That looked well paced. 4:29. Now, all these swimmers bar 3 have been sub 4:30 before, so they'll be looking at different targets. Billy Greenacre of Kingston on Hull in 0. 1 is Rory Bryant of Borough Kirklees. Kingston on Hull have another swimmer in 2, Mason Bland. Rory Taylor, Leeds University, then Billingham, Max Upton. Cameron Rhodes of Rotherham Metro, Jack Finney, Rotherham Metro, Richard Murray of Darlington, Edward Brown of Newcastle and District, and then George Turner for NMD. Right, who's doing what at the 50? The answer is that Max Upton's had the best of the first length. Only just, though, from Rory Taylor from Leeds University. A 20-year-old and a 22-year-old in this field. Richard Murray from Darlington. All the others are teenagers. The youngest, well, the two 15-year-olds, Jack Finney of Rotherham Metro and George Turner of LND. So quite a split in terms of ages. 15 up to 22. And it's starting to get a bit tighter between 3, 4 and 5 now. Rory Taylor in 3, Max Upton in 4, Cameron Rhodes in 5. Cameron Rhodes it is who takes over, but only by 13 100ths. Top 3 separating by 17 100ths. That is the 100 mark. And again, what are the faster swimmers thinking about here? Well, Max, I suppose, is thinking about 4:20 potentially. To do that, he's got to drop 3 to get there. Lane 5 it is. Cameron Rhodes is having the better of it. The two Rotherham Metro swimmers in the field, but so there is no Richard Murray from Darlington. He decided not to go with this one. And this will be the halfway stage, so we get a little measure of where our respective swimmers are on this. Lane 5, Cameron Rhodes into 4:25. Leading a man who's been 4:23 at this stage. So 200 remaining. 2:12.5 was the split time in the last one. It was a bit quicker than that. 2:08.26. So going about 4 seconds quicker than the first one did. Bit of an echelon here between 5, 4 and 3. Cameron Rhodes in 5, Max Upton in 4, 3 is Rory Taylor. There's anybody else going to break into that bunch? Could be Ed Brown, top of your picture, the 16-year-old. He's got a bit of time, he's got a bit of momentum going as well. I saw him on pool deck, he's a big lad, is Ed. And well, he's got a lot of ground to make up. So it looks pretty decent at this stage. We'll just be edging his way through the field. Cameron Rhodes of Rotherham Metro might be just about to be overhauled. I'll keep thinking that. It doesn't quite happen from Max Upton at the stage, the Billingham swimmer. So let's see what they're doing in terms of splits. It's going to be a 3:17. Yeah, 3:17.5. Takes a 1:09. 4:26. Right. Well, they're both going to be a little bit slower than their entry time here, I think, unless they speed up quite a bit in the last 100. I think they're going to be just outside their entry time. 4:23 for Max, 4:25. Well, Cameron's right on it, so he could get inside that 4:25. But he might have to try and reclaim last 50. He's got back in the lead by 0.2. And the good thing is the three of them racing will hopefully help them to a quick time. I think Cameron Rhodes is right on the cusp of a PB. Don't think Max is quite going to do it, but all Cameron Rhodes cares about right now is winning this race, and he won it. He seemed to win it, and then he's Nicholson. But look at this fast finish by Mason Bland. Kingston upon Hull. I've not even mentioned Kingston upon Hull, or indeed Mason Bland for a while, but Mason Bland's going to get it. 4:23.89. Well, that is a PB, and a substantial one too. For a 4:26 down to 4:23, I think it is. Anyway, there's 18, so certainly a better than entry time by quite some way. 4:24 for Rory. Yeah, actually did get inside his personal best. And Cameron Rhodes 4:24 improves on his marginally as well. So they did speed up a little over that last 100 meters, over the last 50, enough to get themselves all new best times. Right, heat 3. Joshua Robinson of N&D, and then from Sheffield, Finley Chapman. Skipton have Jack Jenkinson. Theo Clark of Sheffield. We have 3 in a row from Sheffield. Ben Cope, Michaela Rosenfeld in 5. Ben Shelton of Leeds, and 3 N&D swimmers. Jane Manners, Alexandru Lazar, and Jacob Barnett. All in there. And it's 27.8 turn for our leader, Ben Shelton of City of Leeds. Again, age range, quite a wide one. 15 up to 23. Everybody is in for this one. Jay Manners. You'll probably watch this back at some point, Jay. You're the old man in this field, mate. Unbelievably. How's that feel? It's 3 21-year-olds and everybody else is a teenager. Ben Cope is doing just that for City of Sheffield. With a 58.7 split. And Shelton in second place. Ben Cope's got a 4:01. So again, today hopefully might be the day where he goes under 4. There's 21. So that's which time was from the last couple of years. May well have been there before, but certainly 4:01 is time it's listed for him. And he is on paper about 3 seconds quicker than his teammate Michaela Rosenfeld, and about 5 seconds quicker than Theo Clark. So if we can read and indicate things from the paper that we're reading, it looks like Ben Cope will be our winner, and should be a sizable winner as well, but we'll get to see whether that reveals itself and unveils itself in the next 200 meters. Let's see what the 200 split time is. It's right on the 2. 2:01.49 for our leader. So you'd have to negative split to come back to break 4, which I don't think he's going to do. But low 4s would be good. And a big win would be good too. And he's going to get certainly the latter with the way things are looking. Told the picture in 7. Manners, the aforementioned, having a really good swim. Well, I should be surprised by that. He's a really good swimmer. 4.79 adrift of our leader. It's in second at the moment with Ben Shelton in third. So it was a 2:01.4 at the halfway stage. So it should be around about 3:03, I imagine. Let's have a look. Maybe a bit more. 3:03, 3:04, 3:04.7. Okay, 3:04.7. He's making a 1:02. 4:06. Yeah, that'll be a comfortable morning swim. Nobody's going to get close to him. Swinging the scrap for second place. Jay Manners is still very much holding on. I think he's pretty much got this to himself now for second. Third place, however, is much more questionable. Although, having said that, Alexandru Lazar is putting a bit of pressure on his teammate at the top, but already on his way back for the last 50 is Ben Cope. So what are we going to see here? 4:03. I mean, I'd say because he's winning this by such a long distance, it really doesn't have to. No, it's not going to be a 4:03, is it? Can just take it nice and easy. They can work as hard as they like behind him. But 4:08 will be fine. And 4:08 is what he gets. 4:08.04. Now, Jay, just having put a little burst in at the end there. A little bit concerned that there was somebody on his shoulder. And obviously unaware of what's happening on this side of the pool, but Jack Jenkinson gets third place, 4:16, but Jay 4:14 after a 4:13 entry time. So gives him a decent chance, very good chance actually, be in the final later on. With that, we've got the fastest heat to come. He has to go pretty quick this morning. 4:14 might do it, might just do it. P4, Joseph Moment, Kingston upon Hull, Finley Allman, City of Sheffield. N&D's Lewis Maxwell. In 2, Barnaby Howarth Osborne, City of Sheffield. 3, George Barber, City of Sheffield. 4, Matthew Woodall, City of Sheffield. 5, 6, Josh Denham of Newcastle. And Rotherham Metro have Luke Booth in 7. 8 is Benjamin Rogers of Richmond Dale. And Thomas English of Chester Street. First 50 done. George Barber has completed the first 50 quicker than anybody else by a 1/10 of a second over Ben Rogers. And then it's Thomas English, but it's not really settled down yet for 400. Now, George, just like Ben Cope, has an entry time that's right on the 4 minutes. How about Ben's 4:01.10? Well, George's 4:01.00. So, again, later on today, don't expect it to happen this morning. That 4 minutes is definitely under threat for him, provided he makes the final, of course. Luke Booth in 2nd place, Ben Rogers in 3rd, and it's Josh Denham. That's your top 4 at 100. But pretty much 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 in a line behind our leader anyway, so that's not really shaken out yet. The 2nd and 3rd could come from pretty much anybody in the pool at this stage. The leader, however, looks pretty comfortable. George Barber, well, he is a couple of seconds quicker on paper than Matthew Woodall, 5 seconds quicker than Barnaby Howarth Osborne. Could potentially be a Sheffield 1, 2, 3 here. Very likely to be, actually, but certainly 1, 2. George Barber, 21 years of age, from Sheffield. And 4:01 is his entry time. Again, with the 20s. I always question whether that is a PB or whether that's just an entry time, but 2:01.02. That's very, very close to his teammate in the previous one, who turned in 2:01.49. So 2:01.02 for George, 2:01.49 for Ben Cope. So this might be slightly quicker, but not by much. So Ben's a 4:08. It could be a 4:06 or 7 maybe here from George Barber. And again, this one is all about qualification. Times aren't that important. So that could be a really good head-to-head though between Ben Cope and George Barber. Not forgetting a couple of the others in the mix as well, who might just have kept their powder relatively dry this morning as well. Yeah, George Cope. It's no idea. So Ben Cope turned 3:04.73. It's going to be a little bit quicker than that. 3:28 for our leader. So 6.5 quicker. Yeah, looking for a 4:06 probably from George Barber here. 2nd place is still his teammate Matthew Woodall. The Sheffield 1, 2, 3 being interrupted by Luke Booth, the Rotherham Metro, at the top of the picture. Just 2 up from the very top. But that 3rd place is not secured yet. It could still be a Sheffield 1, 2, 3. Barney Howarth Osborne is definitely coming back strong over this last section, and actually has got into 3rd place now. So it is a 1, 2, 3 for the home club. Now George is probably just going to switch off a little bit here, which is a bit dangerous because Matthew Woodall might catch him. Matthew Woodall is catching him. So what I thought might be a 4:06 may not quite be a 4:06. Could be a 4:08 potentially here. 4:08.59 is the time. So comparable Ben Cope. Matthew Woodall 4:10. Yeah, he's been on a 4:03, so again just enough to make the final. And Luke Booth 4:13 has done a 4:11, so a little bit disappointing time-wise from him, but all the main protagonists are through as we expected they would be. So it looks like a head-to-head between Ben Cope and George Barber tonight. Again, we're back at the other end of the pool, starting from the diving pool end with 7 going in this. I'll just check we have got 7. So we have some withdrawals already today, I think. 1's there, 2's there, 3 is there, of course. Backstroke, sometimes they stay well behind their blocks, but no, let's check in the timing system's all working. Only one swimmer in this field has an entry time that's under 30. So I expect we might get 1 or 2, maybe 3, potentially under that 30 barrier. Kidius Hodgson leads, is the fastest in the field, probably will be the fastest in the field here, but Eliza Hammond of Kingfisher Scarborough in 1, Alex McGill of Nicholson District squad in 2, Gina Warrior of City of Bradford in 3, Kidius Hodgson, City of Leeds in 4, 5 is Clementine Lovell, Mariella Bidzamu Buttle in 6, and Amy Heron of the NND squad in 7. Right, who's doing what? Kidius Hodgson's had a really good start, so much so that she's pretty clear of everybody else, though Gina Warrior of City of Bradford is having a good race as well. Now, can we get a couple under 30 here? I don't think we're going to get a couple. We'll get 1. Yes, we do. 29.91 for Kidius Hodgson, and 30.80 for Gina Warrior is 10th inside her best. Third, Alex McGill, 31.75. Well, so in the 50s, we get a full contingent. I haven't got time to go through all the names, so just the clubs. Let's see, Sheffield NND, we've got Rotherham Metro, Newcastle, another NND, Sheffield Tadcaster, Wakefield NND, Borough of Kirklees, ages between 16 and 21. And there's only one of the swimmers has gone sub 30 before. I think we'll get more than one this time. I'm very much hoping we will anyway. That swimmer being Harriet Rogers, who's got a 29.5. Oh, come on, let's see if we can get a couple under 30, would be good. Harriet Rogers looks like she's very much intent on getting a potentially a PB, certainly under 30. She's not really carrying anybody else with her, though. She's starting to with Georgina Chadwick of City of Sheffield and Holly McMaster of Rotherham, and none of them go sub 30. That's a shame. 30.32 from Harriet. Right, heat 3, final heat of the 50 backstroke. Chloe Ward, oh, I can't give you all the names, can I? NND, Middlesbrough, NND, Kingston Hull, Newcastle, York City, NND, Durham City, Harrogate, City of Sheffield. Sorry, I don't have time to give you all the names. But again, only one swimmer's been sub 30 before, Amelia Robertson of Newcastle, in lane number 4. She's looking good, but so too is Molly Garrett of York City. They're going to go stroke for stroke to the wall, so we should have 2 under 30. Come on! No! No, we don't. Oh, that's a bit disappointing. Like the symmetry of getting a few under 30, but no. It is Amelia gets just ahead of Molly by 0.2 of a second. Molly's inch time is 30.10, so that can wait until later today. Sub 30 to come tonight. Right, first of the men's 200 meters breaststrokes. Michael El-Safi of Birmingham, then Richmond Dale, Ewan Jones, Kamitha Mudledge of Newcastle. And for the first chance I get to do this, because thank you for the messages about the N&D. I'll just sort that out in just a moment. Harvey Chin of Middlesbrough in lane number 6. Right, so let me just do that before, because I'm trying to multitask here, which is not always easy at my age. But yes, I've had a couple of messages from people. David X, thank you. Kathy Strickland, thank you. We are Northumberland and Durham Performance Programme. Thank you, Bob. Thank you, Kathy. Thank you, David. I'm going to get this right. So let me write it out in long here, because basically all I've got on my sheet is I've got N&D PPSC, right? Which I haven't seen until today, so I wasn't aware of that. So let me just write this out longhand so I can get this right all weekend now. Thank you for that. And I am at Bob Ballard Sport, by the way, if you need to inform me of any mistakes I make along the way. There will be a few, obviously. But Northumberland and Durham Performance Programme. There you go. Right, always like to know these things so I can get it right for the future. And it is Northumberland and Durham Performance Programme. My mum would kill me as she was born in Northumberland. She used to say you should know that kind of stuff, shouldn't you? There you go. Right, sorted. We'll not make that mistake again now. I might still be saying N&D though, because it's a mouthful to say the whole lot. But thank you for David X and for Kathy and probably other people who are gnashing their teeth at home going, well, doesn't he know that? Well, I do now, and I'll make sure we get that right all the way through. But say literally it's on my start sheets, that's all I have is N&D PPSC. So that was my guesswork, which is obviously wrong. Anyway, back to the racing, which is basically what you're tuning in for. Let's see who does what. And we are looking at a whole range of 252s here, which hopefully will be improved upon. And Michael El-Safi will almost certainly do that, but he will. 252 is going to go massively for him. In the 240s is where it end up, but just where in the 240s is the question. For our swimmer in lane number 2, it's going to be a 2:48.67. Good work from Michael. And we haven't got anybody else under 250. Ewan Jones will still do a PB though, 2:51, and Kamitha Mudledge 2:51, 94, just outside his PB. So, right, get a chance to do this properly now, as we have some N&D swimmers in this one. Right, so it is Ben Hewitt from Northumberland and Durham Performance Programme in lane 0. Harry Bell, Middlesbrough in 1. Zach Beattie, Borough of Kirklees in 2. Sam Livingston, Northumberland and Durham Performance Programme in 3. In 4, City of Leeds represented by Finley Williams. 5 is Blake Price of Bridlington. And we have one of our disability swimmers in lane 6. That's Owen Garside's Jack McGurk of Concert Thirsk in 8, and James Ryle for City of Sheffield. It's Max Walker, by the way, in lane 8 for Thirsk. Okay, first 50 of the second heat of the 200 breaststroke for men has been completed, and at the moment very much blazing the trail in this one is Blake Price of Bridlington, looking very good. Lane number 5 now. He's entered in on a 2:44.01. He's one of the younger swimmers in this, one of the 15 brigade. And I've got to say, it's a very efficient stroke. It's not a long stroke, but he's making it work very, very well for him. I imagine that's still a work in progress, but what he's doing very well, and everything is working well. The feet and the hands are doing in a very rhythmic way. And he's got a big lead, 4.62 seconds, no less, over Finley Williams, who has been slightly quicker, but I've got to say, this is really impressive in Blake Price. 15-year-old from Bridlington, and that 2:44 is going to get obliterated here. I think that's absolutely certain. He keeps going at this pace anyway. Max Walker on the outside is doing pretty well with the red cap, as is Jack McGurk, Concert just inside him. But our leader is looking really good. This is an exceptional swim from Blake Price, 15-year-old from Bridlington. That 2:44 surely is going to go massively here. It's got 47 seconds to come back on. He's got a 3.23 lead over Finley Williams. Now, if he's paced this well, I think Finley Williams is going to start to come back at him here, so needs to be aware of that. Make sure the stroke doesn't get too choppy, because you might find that Finley Williams is right alongside him pretty soon. But that first 150 looked really good from the Bridlington swimmer. That would be great from his point of view, and from Bridlington if he can hold on. But Finley Williams is coming like Jaws beside him. It's It's still got the advantage with last 10 to go, but he's not going to have it much longer, because he's going to steal it from him right on the touch. Right on the touch, Finley Williams is going to get this, which might be a little bit of an irritant from Blake's point of view, having done all the hard work. But what he has got is a new PB. I think they both have. They have. Winner and second both have gone faster than they've gone before. 2:43 for our second place swimmer. 2:42.68 for our winner. Good. Good swims both, and lovely finish from Finley Williams, the 18-year-old up against the 15-year-old. So, heat number 3. Cameron Rhodes of Rotherham Metro, Byron Peel, Northumberland and Durham Performance Programme in 1. Thomas Sahar of Middlesbrough in 2. Ethan Stannard, Stokesley in 3, one of the Stokesley boys. So we'll give you a big bench, because I know Stokesley don't have a big team, but they have an improving team in 3. William Sutcliffe of Beverley Barracudas in 4. N&D, Northumberland and Durham, represented by Ben Hartridge in 5. Cohen Stevenson, City of Leeds 6. 7. Sean Smith of Skipton 8. Oliver Thew even of N&D, and Jamie Lurch of York City in 9. Right, we are on to this heat, which is the 3rd heat, and we have 3 more after this of the 200 breaststroke. It shows we've got some really good depth coming through again in 200 breaststroke, which is kind of what we need. We know what Adam Peaty can do, we know what James Wilby can do. What we need is a few more 200 breaststrokers male, and we might find a star or starlet amongst this lot today. Beverley Barracudas, William Sutcliffe is having the best of the first half of this race, and will lead at 100. 1:14. Well, again, at 2:40 would be a nice barrier to break for William today, and he is going to get pushed all the way by Ethan Stannard in 3, and we'll find fairly soon, I think, that Cohen Stevenson's going to make a move as well. And top of the picture, Oliver Thew of Northumberland and Durham Performance Programme. He's starting to just work his way through the field, but our leader remains the same, but only just. William Sutcliffe battling it out with Ethan Stannard. Might have about a couple of tenths of advantage on this touch. 4, in fact. 3rd place is Cohen Stevenson of Leeds. That's Cameron Rhodes of Rotherham Metro. That's the top 4. Now this is a good old scrap, and a good old head-to-head between lanes 3 and 4. Ethan Stannard closest to us, William Sutcliffe in 4. Both entered in on 2:41.3. Both have exactly the same entry time, 2:41.3. Well, I think they're going to get inside that. Now, can they get inside 2:40? They are going to be inside 2:40, I think. If they crack on here, 2:40 is definitely going to go for both of them, potentially. Come on, you can do this. Yes, well done. Top two, both inside 2:40. Excellent. They drove each other to that good time. 2:39.6 and 2:39.7. Excellent. Really good. Ethan Stannard getting the touch. 2 of the smaller clubs there, Stokesley and Beverley Barracudas, both getting their swimmers under 2:40. Excellent job. Right, on to heat number 4 of the 200 breast for men. Northumberland and Durham Performance Programme, represented by George Tweedy, George Brooks of Leeds in 1. 2, William Morris of Middlesbrough, Ollie Lill, City of Sheffield. There's the N&D team again. Isaac Hall in 4, Martin Smith in 5 for Borough of Kirklees, 6 is Daniel Jackson, 7 is Jack Kelso from Northumberland and Durham Performance Programme, then James Robinson of City of Leeds, Gisborough with Adam Tilling. 50's done. They're on their way back for the second 50 now. And Isaac Hall of Northumberland and Durham Performance Programme has got that advantage. It's only a small one, but it's a little bit to carry into the second part of this 100. And obviously another 100 to come off the back of this. And down below where we are now, for Isaac Hall, 18-year-old, up against the 20-year-old Ollie Lill on one side, and another 18-year-old Martin Smith on the other side. And also in the mix, James Robinson, City of Leeds, is right on the far side, so they will not be aware of what he is doing, because he's out there, eye line, out of their sight, and he's coming through very, very quickly. Second half of the race, he's coming through like a train in lane number 8, really making big strides on Isaac Hall in 4. And we got that sideways on shot. I think he'll be just coming, but not quite caught him yet. So probably up into 3rd place now. Martin Smith will be 2nd at the turn. Yes, he is. And then it is James Robinson. So target time for Isaac Hall, 2:21 maybe. Can get under 2 into the 2:21s would be good. Very good. That'd be another new improvement for Isaac, who is starting to really put his superiority on this. I don't think 2:21's quite in range actually. Got a little bit optimistic on his behalf. 2:21's come and gone. So he has to be relatively slow by his standards. He's still going to win it quite comfortably, but it's not going to be a great shakes in terms of the time. 2:29.30. Yeah, so again, so saying the big times will come later today. They don't have to come in the morning, but 2:30.70 from Daniel Jackson, and 3rd place went to Martin Smith. 2:31.71. Of course, when we get to the cyclically seeded heats as we are now, those were the very quick times. Will not be busting a gut this morning. They'll be doing what they have to do to get themselves in that final later on today, but no more. Very quick turnaround time. Alfie Maguire, Cheslow Street in 0 from Northumberland and Durham Performance Programme. It is Ben Swan, City of Leeds, Jack Senior, Thomas Bergman, City of Sheffield, Ryan Griffith, City of Sheffield, Thomas Wilkinson, City of Sheffield, 3, 4 and 5. 6 is Simon Robson of York City, Richmond Dale represented by Aaron Wharton in 7, Louis Doubledam of Durham City in 8, and 9 is Benjamin Rogers. Right, where are we looking? Looking for the York City cap of Simon Robson early here, and he's the leader by almost a second at this stage. Simon with 2:29, so he has gone sub 2:30. Thomas Wilkinson, the main 5 has been 2:24, and Ryan Griffiths in 4 has been 2:22. So we expect them to, second half of the race, come back. They don't want to let them get too far away, Simon. And they are starting to edge back towards him a little bit now. Thomas Wilkinson, the 16-year-old, Ryan Griffiths, the 19-year-old. When the black cap closest to us, the red cap of Ryan Griffiths, but still halfway it's going to be the York City swimmer leading. Simon Robson, 2:29, splits on a 1:10. Yeah, not really massively outside his PB if at all today with that. Thomas Wilkinson coming back onto his shoulder. As he responds now that there's somebody right alongside him. And looking even stronger still, the 19-year-old from City of Sheffield, Ryan Griffiths. So he'll plough his way through the water. All 3 of them will be very tight here with 50 together. Won't be much between any of them, to be honest. Look at this on the turn. Lane 4, Ryan Griffiths has it by half a second from Wilkinson, who has it by 8/100ths from Simon Robson. Now, I think Simon Robson's going to go for a big time here. 2:29.30 is entered in on, 18-year-old of age. It's likely to be his PB or close to it. But Ryan Griffiths in 4 is looking the class act here. 2:22 is his best. It won't quite be 2:22 today, but it'll be inside 2:25. 2:24.78. 2:24.7. Where did Simon end up? 2:29.75 is just outside his best. That's agonising. 2:29.3. 2:29.7. 2:27. Yeah, so I'm not expecting either of those two in the centre lane to really go flat out. They don't need to in the morning, but final tonight will be a different story. Right, on to the final heat of the 200 breaststroke. Let's run through the runners and riders for you in this one. Stephen Stanley of Tadcaster, Roman Wallace of Barnsley, Middlesbrough's Thomas McDermott, Jacob Davison of Chestnut Street, Michaela Rosenfeld, City of Sheffield, then two from Northumberland and Durham's programme. That's Christian Ryan and Joseph Martin, Newcastle's Oliver Dodsworth, Callum Nurse, Cleethorpes and Tadcasters, Harry Hawkett. Are we missing one? We are. I think we're missing lane 6. So those are here, obviously, including the fastest in the field, Michaela Rosenfeld, 21-year-old, City of Sheffield, the only swimmer in this field who has been sub 2:20. Again, not expecting a sub 2:20 this morning, but maybe later on today when he's pushed. Christian Ryan, 2:23 entry time. So on entries, there's 4 seconds between these two, but that is not the way it's looking in the pool at halfway stage. Christian Ryan's going to lead with 100 to go, and that lead is a quarter of a second. And third place to Thomas McDermott in lane number 3. Sorry, it's going to be Jacob Davison, Chestnut Street in 3. But this will be a bit of a turn-up if Christian Ryan of Northumberland and Durham does beat Michaela, because, as I say, on time terms, there's 4 seconds differential between them. But I don't think that Christian has read the script. Or if he has, he's torn it up, because he's leading by quite a while. I say, it may well be that Michaela goes, well, do you know what? I really don't need to go flat out here. Maybe Christian, you do. 2:23. How close could he get to 2:23 here? Just trying to calculate. Well, it's not going to be far outside, surely, with this. 2:23.80 is Christian Ryan's best time. It's not going to be a million miles outside of that. 2:24, 2:25, I think. 2:25.11. Yeah, that's fine. That's a really solid swim too. When you bear in mind that, sure, he knows it doesn't have to go for broke, nor does Michaelo. So Michaelo's 10 seconds outside his best, but Jacob Davison with a 2:30. Yeah, a little bit slower than he has been before. Thomas McDermott, I think, likewise. Oh, he was right on it actually. 2:30.97, just a bit slower than his entry time, but. Yep, interesting stuff tonight. Fastest qualifier, though, was Ryan Griffiths, 2:24.38. Right, on we go. 200 backstroke for women. Here's what's coming up now for you. And heat number 1, Anna Finley of Northumberland and Durham Performance Programme in lane 3. 4 is Anna Locke of Borough of Kirklees, Abigail Armstrong of Sheffield City in 5, and Abby Orr of South Tyneside in lane number 6. Now, we're looking at a range of 2:36s here. Entry times are all incredibly similar. 2:36.10 up to 2:36.8. So these 4 lanes, there's only 3/4 of a second between them. Not much shaping up at the moment, but that's so often the case. 3, Anna Finley, right at the front of the field. 6, Abby Orr, South Tyneside, in second place at the halfway stage. In 5, Abigail Armstrong of Sheffield City. And so they're running on 2:36s. So we'd imagine probably 3 and 6 potentially, getting down to 2:33, 2:34. Not quite Anya Locke's morning at the moment. She's not the kind of swim that she would love to have in Ponds Forge. So everyone loves swimming in this 3-metre deep pool. Swimmers to do personal best and good times, but only 2 really are going to get close to their personal best today, I think. Anna Finley and Abby Orr. Finley's having a really strong swim, 15-year-old here from the Northumberland and Durham programme. So she'll have her eyes set on taking quite a big chunk out of that 2:36 if she can keep it going. And she's not too far away from completing it now. So what's she going to get? She's going to be around about 2:32 or 3 maybe. 2:32, 2:33, I reckon. Yeah, right on it. 2:33.51, and that is nearly a 3-second PB for a 15-year-old, which is excellent. Abby Orr will be right on her best. In fact, she does trim it, albeit by 7/100ths of a second, but anything in the right direction is beneficial. And she's just taking it down to 2:36.7. Right, full 10 lanes for this one. And if you're a Kingfisher Scarborough fan, or a Rotherham Metros fan, or a Kingston Hull fan, pick up your ears and watch your stream, because you've got swimmers involved in this, as indeed of the Borough of Kirklees. City of Sheffield in 0. LV Warburton is in that one. Then we've got Northumberland and Durham Performance with Mariella Bidzamu Bootle. Eliza Hammond, Kingfisher Scarborough. Megan Chu, Kingston upon Hull. Isabel Schimmels, Kingston upon Hull. Tammy Plumtree, Rotherham Metro. Annabelle Cooper of M&D. Then Lily Bryant of Kirklees. Daisy Guttridge of Rotherham Metro. And Tatenda Tayengo, saw her earlier in the day from the N&D programme. She is in lane number 9. Right, the range here, 2:33 low up to 2:34 high. So there should be, amongst these 10, I reckon a little improvement here and there. Tammy Plumtree, 14 years of age, youngest swimmer in the field. Turns first, 35.05. She's a 14-year-old. We've got a few 15s, a few 16s, 117, 2 17s and 2 18s. Lane 5, Tammy Plumtree. Talk about those talented 14-year-olds. Well, we Rotherham Metro have got one like Phoebe Cooper here in 5. 2:32. Well, keep going like this. She'll be under that today. She is just edged out of the lead by Megan Chu, only by half a second. Also watch for Lily Bryant the Borough of Kirklees is having a really good second half to her race, starting to come through quite quickly. Is it the red marker? She's right alongside them. But it is Megan Chew of Kingston upon Hull, who's just taken over at the front. There's not much between her second and third right now. She has got a lead, maybe a body length, just over 151.7. So she's one of the 233 brigade in this one, which there are quite a few. Is there a late burst coming from somewhere, or has she got this all to herself? Late charge, maybe a bit too late, going from Eliza Hammond or Kingfisher Scarborough. You can see her in lane 2, just making her way through, probably up into 4th place now, but nobody's going to catch our leader. And eventually, a few meters, our winner, which would be Megan Chew, is going to go well inside 2:33. Could go inside 2, no, not quite outside 2:30, just outside it. But 2:30.64, that's a lovely new PB. Really big slice of the original time. 2:33.10 for the 15-year-old was the time. 2:30.64 now is the time. 2:32.4 will be a new personal best for Tammy Plumtree too, just inside of 2:32.5. So it's a good new marker for the 14-year-old. Now remember, for those who don't already know about it, tell them about the YouTube stream this weekend. Obviously, we're going to do all the races. Got relays to come, and we'll do all the longer distance events later. Every single race will be live on the Swinging North East channel across the weekend. Right, heat number 3, Ruby, do it. Northumberland and Durham in 0. 1 is Tabitha Brownie of Tadcaster. City of Leeds in 2 was Sedona Reid. Another N&D swimmer in 3. Chloe Ward. Olivia Tom, York City in 4. Ellie Beister of Middlesbrough. Freya Tyas of York City. Naomi Parker of N&D. Then Natalia Mulig of City of Sheffield. And Sophia Gledhill of City of Bradford. Right, we are moving on time-wise with one swimmer having done sub 2:30. That's Olivia Tom. And when you look at it with 3 more, we're not into the cyclically seeded heat yet, so she can't afford to hang around this morning. So if she can get to a 2:28, 2:27, she might potentially give herself the opportunity or chance of progression. Chloe Ward it is, who's doing the business early on in this one. Halfway stage, she will lead. Chloe will lead. Can she take it to the second half of the race? Well, it's half a second or thereabouts over Talia Malik of Sheffield. Then Naomi Parker in 3rd place. 4th is Freya Tyas. So they're all clustered around 2:30, 2:29, 2:30. So only Olivia Tom has broken that 2:30 barrier so far. Look at the far side of the pool, because quite a lot's happening there with Naomi Parker and with Talia Malik in 7 and 8 at the top of your picture. Also going well is Freya Tyas, but our leader remains in lane 3, Chloe Ward, and she's got about 0.47 over Freya Tyas, who's now 2nd. So what does Chloe Ward think is going to be a good time here? Best time on paper is 2:30.28. Well, she's now getting a bit of pressure from Freya Tyas in that orange cap, but she is holding on. Freya Tyas, though she's finishing very strongly, as indeed 2 lanes up from her is Talia Malik. Should just about hold on here in lane number 3. I think this is going to be Chloe Ward's race, and it is 2:28.64. So she bypasses the 2:29 straight to the 2:28s. Freya Tyas has gone sub 2:30 for the first time as well. as has Talia Malik. Fastest heat so far, 2:28.6. On to heat number 4 of 6. And good spread, good range of clubs here. I'm just checking, yeah, Leeds have got 2, but I think everybody else has just got 1 in this. Durham City, Eva Fear in 0. Neem Carroll of Tadcaster. City of Bradford with Gina Warrior. Kidias Hodgson, she's had a busy morning, isn't she? Barely out of the pool for Leeds in 3. Sophie Bromley, City of Sheffield in 4. That's the Northumberland and Durham setup with Madison Peveler in 5. City of Leeds. 6, Laura Thompson. 7, Jessica Riley of Harrogate. Georgia Hadley of Richmond Dale. Then Louisa Ibbison of Harrogate. We've got a missing name there, so forget I mentioned Neem Carroll. Sorry, Neem, I'm sure you're probably watching it now, but she's not there. Check to make sure that everybody else is there. Fast start from Louisa Ibbison on the far side there, but not as fast as that's going on in lane number 5 and 3. That is Madison Pebbler and Kidias Hodgson. They are the top 2 with Eva Fear in 3rd place as this race starts to settle down. The 200 back, another event which Great Britain has a wonderful pedigree. Good events in the past, and of course we've had lots of Olympic finalists in recent times as well. There's the likes of Gemma Spofford, who was world record holder and also the world champion in Rome 2009. So it is Sophie Bromley, who on paper should be the fastest. She's got a 2:14 entry time, everybody else 2:15 and above. So if it goes to form, she should be about a second or so quicker than Madison Pebbler, who is her closest challenger in lane 5. Well, not quite, because lane 3 is going so well. Kidias Hodgson, she's in a bit of a sandwich with those two. Laura Thompson's the other lead swimmer up in 6. But it is Sophie Bromley, City of Sheffield, 2:14 again. I keep saying the fastest swimmers won't be getting close to their entry times this morning. Don't need to. Qualification is the name of the game, and once they do that, that's all that matters. They get a second swim later and can go a great deal faster. But just going to get your name in that upper echelon for today. And is that Sophie Bromley is going to take this one. Again, not a rapid time by her stance. She's just about going to take it. So very tight on the touch. She does get there first, though. 2:21.3 plays 2:21.6. So that's a good finish from Sophie, and indeed from Kidias as well. But they will go considerably quicker later today. Of those further down the field, we can see whether anybody's improved on their time. Don't think so. Junior Warrior might have done. Yeah, not quite. No, top 4 all safely outside their best times. You see, it's a bit of a Sheffield fest for this one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Well, 5 for City of Sheffield and 1 for Sheffield City. So it's actually a very Sheffield-filled heat, this one. With City of Sheffield occupying lanes 3 to 7. Sheffield City in the outside lane. And just check for any scratches there might be as they plunge in. There's no lane 4 or lane 8. No, we didn't expect Amber Keegan to be there anyway. And now we don't see Ruby Knight. So, 1 fewer in the Sheffield contingent, but still a very strong lineup they've got. So let's give you the whole lineup. Alex McGill of Northumberland and Durham Performance Programme is in 0. Grace Uduwu of Newcastle in 1. 2 is Libby Mundy, Kings upon Hull. Candice Hall in 3. 5 is Georgina Chadwick of City of Sheffield. 5 is her. 6 is Abigail Miles. obviously Sheffield, and then 7 Ava Cook of Sheffield, 14 years of age, and then 17 years of age Sophie Bourne of Sheffield City in the outside lane. 2 scratches, but the rest are all in there. So obviously attention now diverts towards potentially Georgina Chadwick as the fastest in the field, but her teammate Candice Hall has 2:17. Georgina has a 2:15, and they're going to be 1 and 2 at the halfway stage. And 3 certainly going to be the leader by about a body length. A second between Candice and Abigail Miles. And third place, another the Sheffield contingent, is Georgina Chadwick. And we look further down the field, we'll see another Sheffield cat, Eva Cook. About 1, 2, 3, 4 is Sheffield right now. And the first to be outside the Sheffield contingent, Libby Mundy, Kingspan Hull. In fact, she might break into that top 4 now on the turn. But Candice Hall with no Amber around. We don't need to bust a gut. Just make sure she brings it home comfortably and carefully, doesn't make any technical errors on the way back. She might have a look across and see who might get into a slipstream, but Abigail Miles is finishing quickly. She's not going to get anywhere near our leader, who will be in a couple of seconds our winner too. Candice Hall, the fastest heat of the morning so far, 2:18.9. Do you know what? That's not a million miles outside her best. She's a 2:17 swimmer up till now, but 2:17 on entry time. Anyway, she's 25, so I think she has gone quicker than that. But 2:18's all right for the morning. It's got the job done. And Abigail Miles second. Third is Georgina Chadwick. So it was a 1, 2, 3 for Sheffield. About 1, 2, 3, 4 for Sheffield in the end. Right, final heat number 6 of the 200 backstroke for women. Isabel Shearing of City of Sheffield. Check it across, make sure no absentees. No, everybody here this time. One is Leah Schlossen of City of Leeds. Emily Headley of Newcastle. Then the Northumberland and Durham performance team. Libby Freeman, 3. Chloe Golding of City of Sheffield in 4. 5, Amelia Robertson of Newcastle. And Phoebe Cooper back for more. 14-year-old entering our 2:19. Not quickest in this field though. There's a 2:07 and a 2:14. So on paper she should be 4th, but I don't think she ever reads those kind of things. Lizzie Burbage of City of Sheffield in 7. Ellie Walker of Tadcaster 8. And Gracie Bowman in 9. Now what's interesting about this one for me, because it's not Phoebe Cooper's maybe best event, is ranking-wise, she's right on the cusp of making the final. If she doesn't maybe improve on a 2:19. Second place is Amelia Robertson. So 2:19.8 is what Phoebe's in on. Yeah, I don't think it's going to go this morning, or indeed anywhere near Chloe's best enter time of 2:07.7, but obviously not. That's going to go now, but to be the fastest time in the morning, she's going to go sub 2:18.9, and she's going to do that very, very comfortably indeed. 2:16.3 will get that job very handsomely done from her point of view. 2:16.37, Amelia 2:23, 2:24 from Phoebe. It's about 5 seconds outside her best. 4 is Emily Headley, who has done a 2:23. So 2:25 is not that quick. When we get onto the 50 butterfly, which is up next, the first race will have 2 of our Paralympians. Linda Longhorn in the S4 and Owen Garside in the S14. So the only able-bodied will be Kamitha Mudledge, who will have to swim his own race. Basically, this is a time trial for Kamitha, although Owen Garside's, that is the learning disability category S14, will be swimming somebody who's physically quite comparable to him. 29.3 plays 29.5. So Linden in 3 for Derwentshire, Kamitha Mudledge of Newcastle in 4, 16-year-old, and then Owen Garside of Kingston Hull. This could be quite a decent race actually between Kamitha and Owen. Owen would love to get the better of an able-bodied swimmer, and so their entry times are very, very comparable, but I think Kamitha just going to get it. Being mighty tight. 29.36. Can he get inside that? 29.27. He can. 29.27, and Owen's just outside it. Now Linden's entry time, this has been around a while, it's probably not his best time, is 49.73. But Kamitha with a new PB in the 50 fly. Time for Linden's going to be under 50. No, just outside, 52. Number 2, as I always say on the 50s, I tend to just give you the clubs, not the names, because they just take a little bit too much time. Got time to go through a whole lot while they're waiting on this one. Lewis Kessel of Northumberland and Durham, Zach Larson of Chestler Street, Isaac Rowland of Northumberland and Durham Performance Programme in 3, Finley McNicholas of Stocksbridge in 4, Harry Bell, Middlesbrough, 5. 6 is Oliver Whittleston, City of Leeds. 7, Jamie McCormick of Chestler Street, and Rory Bryant of Borough of Kirklees. Right, all in the 28s or thereabouts, or low 29s. Who can break out of the pack? Fastest on paper is Finley McNicholas in lane number 4. He's looking very good. So too down in lane 2 is Zach Larson of Chestler Street. I think it's going to be the orange cap of Stocksbridge is going to get to the wall first, and 28.31 is the time for our winner, and that will be an improvement on his entry time by about 4/10 of a second, just a little bit more. 28.31. Second was Oliver Whittleston with a 28.62. Joint second with Rory Bryant. Right, Hartlepool, Middlesbrough, Scunthorpe, Thirsk, Billingham, City of Wakefield, Newcastle. Then we have Northumberland and Durham, 2 Kingston upon Hulls in the outside lane. Fastest on paper, Luke Gorn of Billingham, 28.24. But look at the outside lanes, really good start by Henry Kingdon, Kingston upon Hull at the top of the picture, and by the swimmer in lane 3, Archie Norton of Thirsk. And Archie Norton is going to blaze through surely to win this in lane number 3. And he does. 28.05 from a 28.34. Second is Reece Blackett with a 28.52, and that's just outside his best. And third is Henry Kingdon. Eight heats of this, by the way, in total. Richmond Dale, Newcastle got 2. Pocklington, City of Sheffield, Newcastle, Barnsley, Rotherham Metro skipped another Newcastle swimmer. 27.49, Miles Kinlan. Fastest in this field on paper, but that may well change. Look at them, they're all pretty much in the line. Good start from lane 6. Cody Ingham of Borough of Barnsley is going very, very well indeed, and he might well take this from wall to wall. They're coming back at him now is Miles Kinlan of City of Sheffield. I think it's going to be lane 6, and Cody Ingham gets it. Cody Ingram, 27.38. What a good swim from the Barnsley swimmer. Take it down from a 27.8 to a 27.3.16. So I think that will be a new personal best. Mars Kinlan in second place, 27.8, and 28.28 for Lewis Horden. Great swim by Cody Ingram. He really took that out strongly, did Cody. And that's kind of what you want to see. So let's just concentrate on how this one develops. I haven't got time to go through everything for you. And this one is so tight anyway, between all of them, all in the 27s. Every single swimmer's got a 27 low or high. Waiting for somebody to break out of the pack might be Max Elphick of City of Sheffield in 6, looking good. So too in 5 is Adel Acheli of City of Sheffield. Is Max who gets it. 27.05 for our winner. And that's taking it down for 27.2. Max being 26 may well have gone a little bit quicker than that in the past, but 27.05 will be a season's best at least for Max. 27.10 for Adele. So into our 27.16. Right, Sheffield, Chester Street, York City, Sheffield, East Leeds, Hartlepool, Doncaster Darts, Northumberland and Durham, Tadcaster, Borough of Barnsley. Is this going to be Ryan Flanagan's race from East Leeds in the centre? He's certainly going for it big time. The 28-year-old, we've seen him do this so often, especially short course. He's doing it long course now. His best time on paper, 25 dead, and it's not far away. 24.97, even better by 3/100ths. Second to Jamie Hewitt, the 26.13, and third place goes to Blaine Underwood. But yeah, those East Leeds racers who love racing their 50s and sometimes the 100s too, and that's precisely what he has done. So that will be a season's best and potentially a personal best too, but 25 is what he's entered in on. 24.97. Skipton, Billingham, Northumberland and Durham, City of Sheffield, Skipton, Beverley, Barracudas, Borough of Kirklees, Leeds Uni, City of Leeds, York City. It's getting hard to get these in before they get to the 25-metre mark, but we just about did it. And waiting to see who might be. It's just two centre lanes are catching my eye. Lanes 4 and 5. Ned Sharp and Kieran Grant of Skipton and the Beverley Barracudas. Very fast finish though from Adam Wood of City of Sheffield. Not going to quite get there. It is going to be lane 5. Kieran Grant who will get there for the Beverley Barracudas in 25.44. Entered in on a 25.8. 25.7 for Ned Sharp. That's a little bit slower than he has been before, but 17-year-old with a 25.44 for the Beverley Barracudas. All right, coming thick and fast. Newcastle, Tadcaster, Leeds, Northumberland and Durham. Then City of Sheffield, Chester Street, City of Sheffield, East Leeds, Kings upon Hull, and another Northumberland and Durham performance programme swimmer in the outside lane. Fast in the field, Aaron Fox, 24.8, should be the quickest here. Looking like the quickest at 25, looking like the quickest at 35, looking like the quickest at 40. Looks like he's going to win this by a body length, finishing very quickly. Charlie Broom of City of Leeds won't catch him. Lane 4, 25.13. Good workout, but no more for Aaron Fox. Charlie Broom, 26.13, is inside at 26.52 posted, and Jack Ashurst with 26.90. Your 1, 2, 3. Right, we've got the relays coming shortly. Got all the details. We will have the 4x1 for the women 14 and 16. We'll have the 17 years and over 4x1. Then we'll have the medley team for the 14-16s, and then we'll have the 17 years medley team. So that's to come. We're going to have a little break, and we will return with all of that in a few minutes' time. But stand by on the stream. Thank you for all the feedback so far. Keep it coming at Bob Ballard Sport, and obviously just tell everybody the session tomorrow will start at 8:35. Right, 8:35 start tomorrow. But we've obviously got 2 more sessions on this. We've got the distance swims to come yet. We've got the 800 freestyles to come and we've got the relays before that. So relays next, just a bit of a break. We'll be back for that shortly, and then we'll do the 800 freestyle heats, which we'll have, these are for the women. We'll have 6 of those. See you shortly.